Welcome in, folks. This is the 507th episode of the Dean Wither Show. For everybody tuning in on this beautiful evening, I appreciate you for being here. For the live audience, make sure to say what's good down below in that chat as per usual. When we first start the live stream, I always like to say hey to as many people as possible. And of course, members of the non-live audience of VOD watchers, specifically on YouTube. Hey, thanks for being here. Whenever you happen to see the video, drop a comment, drop a thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys for your support as well. We have a community of people that don't even watch live. They're always watching once they're over. Love the hell out of those guys. Now, folks, if you're new here, well, you're in for a treat. These live streams really are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. We spend 4 hours a day debating people that we disagree with. Sometimes we have productive linear discussion where we're able to change minds, and other times we talk to some of the craziest people alive. One memorable crazy person was a woman who joined yesterday and said she doesn't believe a single Epstein victim. Not in their allegations against Trump or anybody politically that she'd care about, but literally in their allegations against Epstein. That's pretty terrible. We already do have the very first Trump supporter of the night connected to the live stream, and we will be hopping into the first debate with him here momentarily. But before we do, as always, let's go through the breaking news. Today, it is official. I'm sure for members of the audience that have been keeping up with the E. Jean Carroll Donald Trump rape case, well, you'll know way back in 2023, a civil court held Trump liable for raping a woman, but he started a long, lengthy battle of appeal after appeal after appeal. He tried to appeal the outcome of that court case to 5 different courts, and all of them rejected it. And a month and a half ago, he appealed to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court rejected his appeal, upholding the verdict. Well, after that happened, he submitted an appeal for the appeal. This is where it kind of gets confusing. He appealed the Supreme Court's decision to not overturn the verdict from the E. Jean Carroll court case. And today, the breaking news is that has been rejected. There are exactly 0 legal avenues left for Donald Trump to change the fact that he will be known as an adjudicated sexual abuser. And that's the news. Let's go ahead and hop into that first discussion. Mario, I appreciate you for being here. Moments before we started the live stream on YouTube, I asked Mario why he supports Trump. And Mario, what did you say?
Dean, you're just so cute that you convinced me not to be a Trump supporter anymore.
Okay. Autumn, thank you for the galaxy. I really appreciate that. Same thing to you, Ash. Thank you for the love on TikTok. Serena and Anna, thank you guys for the love. Ion, Gianna, and Tiffany and Liz, appreciate y'all for the love as well. Well, that was supposed to be the very first Trump supporter of the evening, folks, but it turns out that didn't work out. So we're going to move on to the next guest right now. Let's only hop inside of the guest request if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president, folks. For everybody tuning in on YouTube, I always like to try to start the stream off with a debate, and I'm so sorry that I failed. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you also happen to be like 4 years old, so.
All right, I'll leave, bro. Bye. Sorry.
Good child. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get the next guest, Dale, connected. Hey, Selma, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo, who says, Dean, I'm so happy to see you. It's good to see you too, Selma. Cameron, thank you for the $5. Lindsay, thank you for the $5. And Kesa, thank you for the $10, who says, I've been watching you for a while now. Tell me lock in and draw my coloring book, and now I'm almost done. Thank you for everything that you do. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Dean, you're so cute. You're a cutie booty.
All right, we're going to go to Bantam 2. Guys, please do follow the rules so we can try to get some debates going. A little bit of update. So I'm officially consulting lawyers to start some defamation cases. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes, everybody. But see, the thing is that it's quite difficult to figure this out because there aren't too many lawyers in my area that specialize on defamation. I called like 5 different firms in my area, and they're all like, oh, well, we actually can't help you with that because we don't really specialize in defamation of character. But I'm going to continue looking, folks. I'm going to continue looking. We're going to find somebody, and we're going to get it done. I'm going to look into possibly going after the older millennial. I don't know if there's anything there, but I do know that he's peddled these allegations. So I'm going to look in to see if there's anything legally that can be done about the older millennial. We're going to look into possibly subpoenaing TikTok to get the information from the Emily account, maybe going after them if they're in the States, and that's something we could do. And maybe really any other Trump supporter that perpetuated these allegations on maybe X or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook that I think might have some assets. That's the end goal. I just need to be able to find a firm that's willing to work with me. I mean, this should be like the easiest case ever. But you know, we're getting ready here. We're getting ready for war. Welcome in, Matt. Do you support Trump?
I'm a dirty Trump supporter, Dean.
Why are all of my guests today so fucking weird? Why are all of my guests so fucking weird? Dude, like what? All right. We're going to move on to the next guest. Sandra, thank you for the 50 euros over on Super Chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sandra. Let's get 500 Sandra W's. That is so kind of you. Who says, Dean, please stay safe. This isn't worth your life. Love from Belgium. I'll do my best to always stay safe. Thank you so much for the 50 euros. Let's get 500 Sandra W's down below. Genuinely, thank you so much. You are fantastic. Same thing to Bryce. Thank you for the $10. Who says, thank you, Dean, and appreciate you for what you do. Thanks, Bryce. Show some love to Bryce and Sandra down below. Thank you so much, you guys. It is very kind of you both. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I am 18. I was born in December 15th, 2007.
Okay, all right, man. Well, you know that my first question is going to be why do you support Trump as president? But I want you to really take a moment and think about that, the answer to that question, while I take a moment here and I thank a couple people for their donations. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
Alrighty, folks. First and foremost, over on YouTube Super Chat, Allo, thank you so much for the $100 donation on Super Chat. That is so kind of you, Allo. That is so much money, and I'm very, very grateful for the love. Thank you for the $100, Allo. That is ALO. Let's get 1,000 Allo W's down below. Genuinely, that is insanity. Allo with 100 says, I really appreciate your efforts out here. Thank you, and keep your head up. I appreciate you, Allo. I hope that you enjoyed the stream today, and I'm able to give you some good debates and transaction to that $100 donation. That is insanely kind. Same thing to you, Alicia. Thank you for the $20. Who says, Dean, I'm very proud of you. You have the fighting spirit, and like I say always, your words and actions, their words and their actions will catch up with them eventually. We call it karma. We call it karma, Alicia. It's good to see you again today. Thank you for being here. Camellia, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you. Don't worry, I'm familiar. Michaela, thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo for still being live throughout it all. Oh, we didn't miss a live. Not a single one. Thank you for the $50, Michaela. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much. Let's get 500 Michaela W's. I really do appreciate you. And we do have a couple people as well to take over at PayPal, but let's go to let this argument start there. Let's go to let this guest start their argument. Why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
So I just support Trump because I just feel like he's the strongest. We're strongest with Trump. I obviously know you think Kamala Harris would be a better president than him, but I just think that we're stronger. I know that Trump obviously has done some terrible, terrible things, which I agree with. And just can you like enlighten me on why you think Kamala Harris would be a better president than him?
Well, yeah, let's first go through all the reasons why Trump sucks. So, like, first and foremost, his character is just irredeemable. I mean, he's an adjudicated rapist with 34 felonies on his record that's been breaking the law, defying Congress, and defying the American people to cover up for the rapists and child predators in the Epstein files, not to mention his new war of C's that he started to deflect away from the Epstein files that has led to, let's see here, 186 girls getting killed in an elementary school, or all of his illegal deportations of undocumented immigrants that's just led, and very real people like you and me literally getting tortured and starved overseas. You also have his policy. I mean, his economic policy is just the worst we've ever seen. His foreign policy is the worst we've ever seen. There's just no redeeming qualities to this administration in the slightest.
Okay. Yeah, I really just wanted to get some information on that because I'm not like super educated on this, so I just want to know more about it.
Okay, well, you take care, Liam. I'm going to move on now because I'd like to try to find somebody that thinks they have an argument. But I do really appreciate you for coming up, man. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. I'm pretty sure that we would all really appreciate that if we could try to keep it to debates. I'm sure that we would all really appreciate it if we could try to keep it to debates. Thank you for the money gun. Somebody in the comment section says, yo, Dean, just don't pull out that blicky again. Oh, my God, bro. I did what had to be done, bro. Did what had to be done. K. Morg, do you support Trump?
I do.
Oh, K. Morg, man. No, bro. You can't support that maniac.
What can I say?
You got a little bit of an echo here. Do you think that you could maybe try to take your phone case off or... Okay, they left. Whatever. Moving on to the next guest, only due up inside of the queue. If you happen to be here for debate, I'm sure that everyone once again would really appreciate it that you follow the rules. Haley, thank you for that cool ass wild mic. Thank you. As well as Beckett, thank you for the $10. Who says call E. Jean Carroll's lawyer? Oh, you mean like the best lawyer in the world? I don't think I'd be able to afford them. Sarith, thank you for the $20 donation on Super Chat. Let's get 200 Sarith W's. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sarith has tried reporting about a dozen lives that were spreading and trying to convince people of the false allegations. Each one came back with a response saying that they didn't violate the rules, such BS. Yeah, TikTok has been like no help on this whatsoever. They've been no help, but you know, whatever. Whatever. I appreciate you for the $20, Sarith. That's very kind of you. Same thing to you over on Venmo. Thank you, Chloe, for the $1. Appreciate you for the kind words. Clayton, thank you for the $25. Who says, heads up. The rules on TikTok are getting cut off by like 3 characters on the left side. I am aware. I'm aware. Thank you for letting me know. Also a troll.
My Deanie Beanie.
Also a troll. Thank you for the $25, Clayton. Same thing to you, Joshua. Thank you for the $10. Who says, cheers. Appreciate you for that love, man. And then Grace, thank you for the $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, please, we're going to go ahead and start banning people from the queue that are not American adults that do indeed support Donald J. Trump as president. We're going to go ahead and start banning people from the queue that are not American adults that support Trump as president. Haley, thank you for the wild mic. Trent, you're in high school. You're going to get banned if you don't leave. We're gonna try a lot of people here. Glock Boy, you're gonna get banned if you don't leave. Leslie, you're gonna get banned if you don't leave. Parsi, you're gonna get banned if you don't leave. Kevin, you're gonna get banned if you don't leave. Maggie Catmom, you're gonna get banned if you don't leave. Whisker, you're going to get banned if you don't leave. Vicky, you're going to get banned if you don't leave. Jonathan, you're going to get banned if you don't leave. There's a bunch of fake Trump supporters inside of that queue, folks. Bunch of fake Trump supporters. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
Huh?
Yeah,
Where are you
hello,
born?
Dean. Me or her?
One moment, convicted president. Daisy, what year
Sorry.
were you born in?
2008.
What month?
January.
Okay. Do you promise that you're being honest about your age?
No.
Okay, let's go to Banya. Convicted president, welcome in.
Oh, hell, yeah, hello.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Oh, jeez. Okay. And why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I believe that he is a good leader. He has done a lot for the world, and I think that he has done I believe that he is a smart leader who does good, great justice and liberty in the world.
Yeah, listen, I think that you have words, but I don't think that you have evidence, okay? Like, what evidence serves as justification for those words? You said that you think that he's done a bunch of great things across the world. What great things?
Well, I mean, I think that the Iran war, for one, do you still talk about the Iran war?
I do. The Iran war that was absolutely terrible for the world. The one that killed a bunch of kids. The one that destroyed global economies and caused the price of oil, gas, and groceries to skyrocket in every corner of the earth. The war that achieved nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, I think it achieved a lot in the war. You fucking banned me on Discord because I said thoughts and prayers, you fucking bitch. Fuck you.
I don't know why you're mad at me. I don't ban any people on Discord. Mods ban people on Discord. I don't know why you're taking it out on me. Whatever, bro. That guy's very angry. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. You know, there's an official appeals channel, just to let you know. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. And this is yet another troll. These debates are going great today, everyone. These debates are going great today. Quite frankly, these debates have never been better. Never been better, I say. Never been better.
Dean.
Hello. Do you support Trump?
Yes. I want to say this first.
How old are you?
I'm 18. Anyway,
What year were you born?
I've heard about the allegations, and I wanted to say I feel very sorry for you, man.
It's kind of you, bro.
Fucking sucks.
What year were you born in?
Nah.
Guys, please stop. Please stop. Please, please, please stop. I just want debates, everyone. I just want debates. Yo! Who sent that cool ass gift on TikTok, the music stage? I appreciate you. Who sent that, though? Jace, thank you for the galaxy as well. I appreciate you for the cool ass music stage. Let's go to get the next guest cash loaded up inside of the queue. Let's go to get the next guest cash loaded up inside of the queue. Alrighty, folks. Yo, huge shout out to, let's see here, Lisa. Thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal. Who says, I've only ever donated to HRC and now you. You've been on my mind all day. So glad to see you here and smiling. Keep on doing what you do. Hey, Lisa, I appreciate you and thank you for the kind words and thoughts. I want to say this, you know, even outside of the donations, folks, I've received so many kind messages. I'm so grateful for y'all. Let's get 200 Lisa W's down below. Same thing to Gail. Thank you for the $51 donation on PayPal. Let's get 500 Gail W's. Thank you, Gail. Thank you so much, Gail. Gail with the $51 says, Dean, after threats, intimidation, and attacks on your character, remember, trying to silence your voice does not disprove your message. It reveals how powerful your message has become. Thank you for the amazing words of wisdom. Let's get 500 Gale W's. I'm so grateful for you. Same thing to Kareen. Thank you for the $5. Brogan, thank you for the $13. I appreciate you. Let's get 100 Brogan W's. And Sarah, thank you for the $50 donation on PayPal. Let's get another 500 Sarah W's. Says, you don't have to read this out loud, but so glad to see you live. Easier said than done, but keep on doing what you're doing. Sarah, you've been very kind to me over the course of the last couple days. Not that I appreciate you. Just some love to Sarah. Welcome in, Jacob. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2007.
Okay. And how old are you?
19.
Okay. And why don't you tell us why you support Trump?
I just think he's a great leader. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's a little wild sometimes, but you know.
Yeah, it's
I
quite
mean,
embarrassing.
sometimes when you're old and getting past your due date, I think it's sometimes you're gonna get a little wild.
Yeah, what do you think like solidifies him as a great leader? Is it the whole calling for the execution of people in Congress who disagree with me, or like trying to baselessly imprison my political opponents for no reason? Which one?
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again.
What about Trump makes you think that he's a great leader?
Well, you know, sometimes you just got to do the right thing, and sometimes you got to get rid of some of these guys, and you know that just comes at a cost, you know.
Okay, so Donald Trump is doing the right thing by quote unquote getting rid of these guys. When you say getting rid of these guys, can you be more specific?
Like in Congress?
Oh,
and
like it's like the right thing to just like kill your political opponents. Have you ever considered?
Whoa! No, not that.
No,
I mean
then
like
what are you
specific.
talking
I mean
about?
like, okay, I don't think the execution part is. I don't think that's realistic at all.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't think that even. I actually don't even think that happened. If I'm not being mistaken.
Oh yeah, he just said he wants them to die. He didn't actually kill them. As if that makes it much better. I think all I really care about here is just him clarifying on his mental state. The fact that he is a tyrannical man who is lost his brain, who wants to kill people that disagree with him. A man like that should never get near the presidency. But you support him as president. Why?
You know, I think there's a lot of shitty leaders out there, and sometimes you just gotta take what you're given. It's better than.
Okay. Alexis, thank you for the unicorn fantasy. I appreciate you. What the fuck? What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean we got to take what we're given? What does that mean?
There's a lot of brain dead people out there.
Okay.
And I'm not saying
right.
I'm not saying Trump's
let's calm down. Let's calm down.
I'm not saying Trump's the
okay.
best.
Can you name anything that he's done that you like? Anything?
Get rid of illegals, aliens. I mean.
Oh wow! Yeah, mass deportation. Okay. And what has been one positive impact on our country over the course of the last year and a half from Trump's mass deportation?
I'm not a big fan of murderers and rapists hopping into my country and doing that to these poor citizens.
Yeah, so undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely than you, the average U.S. citizen, to be a murderer or a rapist, according to crime stats. And if you actually cared about rapists specifically, then you want to be a big fan of Trump because he is one.
E. Jean Carroll's is, I hate to tell you, a horrifying woman. I actually don't believe that at all.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe the outcome of the court case that determined he raped her. And why is that? I would assume that because you're quite the intellect, you would have good reason to dispute the outcome of the court case.
OJ was innocent. That's all, and that's bullshit.
Okay, so it seems like you're wrong more than once.
Let me.
So what specific reason do you have to dispute the outcome of the E. Jean Carroll rape case?
What I'm saying is, like, Okay. OJ was innocent somehow, right?
We're not
He was
talking about
absolutely
OJ.
not.
Hold on.
No, I'm using an example. No, I'm using an example. Sorry.
Okay.
There is no way that man was innocent. Sometimes courts get things wrong, and sometimes that just happens.
You're saying that OJ was guilty?
Absolutely.
You know, a civil court actually adjudicated his guilt, just like a civil court adjudicated Trump's guilt too. But
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I
it
understand
wasn't
that you're
for the-
saying sometimes get the courts
Sorry.
wrong. Sometimes the courts get it wrong. Okay, I
Yes.
accept that. But the question is, with what reason can you present me an argument to demonstrate that the court did get it wrong as it relates to the Trump rape case?
Okay, I'm guaranteed you've been asked this like 1,000 times. What time and date did it happen?
Oh, like a specific day? We
No,
know
I
that it
mean,
happened. We know that it
let's go
happened
remotely.
in winter from 1995 to early 1996. Now, are you going to give me an argument insofar as with what reason can you justifiably doubt the outcome of the court case? I'm not really hearing an argument. I'm just hearing questions.
You want me to prove
I
that
just-
Trump
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
rape her, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because, I mean, she convinced the anonymous jury of 9 that he did, and then she won all 5 appeals, including the appeal that he issued to the Supreme Court. And there was even a Trump supporter on the jury, and he still ruled Trump's guilt. There's a lot of evidence that he did it too. I mean, he just kind of has a history of engaging in sexual violence in dressing rooms. In 2005, he publicly boasted about sexually exploiting naked women and girls in their dressing rooms at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA. So, I mean, yeah, because a court ruled that he did something else to another woman in another dressing room also makes sense. So, are we going to get a response here?
So all that evidence, right? All that, okay. And you're saying somehow they allowed him to be president and all this, go for another term.
You're
fight.
acting like the reason he's president is mysterious, sir. You're the reason he's president. People like you are the reason he's president. People that aren't really too politically informed but have political convictions with no good reason, that just kind of doubt the outcome of this court case with no good reason. Listen, are you going to give me the reason or not?
The reason for what?
Buddy.
For him being president?
Dude, are you serious? Are you this bad at tracking?
You've
the
said
reason
so
for
much
doubting
shit.
the outcome of the court case that ruled he raped a woman.
If he was actually like convicted, like I'm saying, like to the downright, he wouldn't be president.
Do you support Trump as president?
Remotely.
Yeah, you're the answer to your own question. You're saying that the
He was the
reason you
best
doubt
one.
him being a rapist is because he's president.
No.
And then the reason
I'm
why
so-
one of the reasons why you support him as president is because you doubt him being a rapist. That's a circular argument. Okay.
Okay, first
You're saying
off,
the
I don't
reason
think
why the
Trump's
outcome of
the
the court
greatest
case is
president.
false is because he's president. But then the reason why he's president is because people think that the outcome of the court case are false. That's a highly circular position. Of course he could still be president while actually being a rapist, as long as there's people like you that don't believe the court with no reason. That's the point. That's the point. Are you going to respond to the point?
I am getting messages right now. This is crazy. Y'all need to embrace people's opinions. This is messed up.
Sorry you're getting messages, man. I'd prefer that the viewers don't send you messages. But I would also fucking prefer that you actually respond to the question at hand. I've demonstrated how the last thing that you said is not good reason to dispute the outcome of the Trump rape case. Can you please give better reason?
Okay, the case is bullshit.
Okay, thanks for that claim. What's the argument for that claim?
Okay.
What about the
lack of
case in
evidence.
specifically is bullshit?
She doesn't even remember when it happened. She
Okay.
doesn't. She can't even account for it. That
Okay.
the jury was a joke. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. So let's
it's
start
the
with your
same
first point.
reason
She
for, like,
couldn't
the
even
OJ
remember when it
case.
happened. So she was able to isolate it to an individual in winter in late 1995 to early 1996. Now, the burden would actually be on you to prove that typically in instances of women or girls who are actually raped, that they're able to remember the specific day and time that they were raped on 20 years in the future. But unfortunately, that's just not true. The truth of the matter is, when many individuals are raped, their brains kind of suppress those memories as a trauma response. And it is very normal, very usual, and very typical for rape victims to not be able to identify the specific date and time that it occurred on years later. So that gives us no reason to believe that she was lying about her testimony, due to the fact that that is typical about individuals who do not lie about their testimony when we know it. Then the second thing that you say is there wasn't enough evidence. Name one piece of evidence that was submitted to the court that the jury considered when ruling his guilt.
Name one piece of evidence that could provide that it wasn't guilty or guilty. So wait, is that
Name
what you're
one
saying?
piece of evidence that was submitted to the court that the jury used to rule Donald Trump's guilt that you dispute.
Okay, so before I get to that, which I'm gonna answer,
I'm sorry. I'm kicking that guy. I'm kicking that guy. Oh my God. You made the dumbass mistake of like saying something about the messages. So then he's going to get like 5 trillion. We're going to move on to the next guest. Only off inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. I'm going to do the right thing here. I'm going to do the right thing here. I'm going to kick him from the stream. What a crazy echo. Hello? Hello? Yoo-hoo! Evolve, are you there? Is your phone in the bathtub? It might just be. Let's go to get the next guest connected for the 30,000 people that are hanging out with us in the stream for the day. It's good to see you all. Hey, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate me, if you think you know it, go ahead and send a 1-penny goat gift and I'll invite you to join this stream. The queue is full, but don't worry. That doesn't mean you're locked out of being able to get up here. You could get up here if you send a 1-penny goat gift. I'll use those 1-penny goat gifts to invite real people that we can hopefully have on the stream to debate us. Because let me tell you, folks, I don't think that there's a single Trump supporter watching this stream that can reliably challenge what we believe in and why. Just please make sure that you are at least 18 years of age. Thank you all. Okay, that one's banned. Shawnee, welcome in. Same thing to you, Omar. Omar, do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean.
You are a weirdo. Let's go to get the next guest connected. How about you, Sean? I'm going to go ahead and send you an invite to turn that mic on. How we... Very beautiful. Joe, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do. I feel like I used to more than I do now. And that's partially why I watch your streams, is to
that's cool.
learn another side of it.
Yeah. Why do you still support him?
I feel like it definitely lessens every day that goes
What's
on.
left? Like what's left? Like what support of yours for Trump is left? And why?
I feel like it's just more of the party's views, not necessarily his own.
Okay. Well, what views of the parties makes you think you support Trump?
So, to give a little context, I'm 28. I own a landscape company, and as I've matured through the life cycle of the business, I've realized that I feel like the government just gets in your way at so many points that it makes it hard to do business. And that's when I kind of converted to the, I guess, quote unquote Republican Party.
So you think
and
that
of course,
the Republican Party
at the time, Trump was the nominee. Sorry, what was that?
So you think that the Republican Party makes it easier to do business?
In some ways, yes. Now, they definitely go a little extreme in some circumstances. Obviously, oil is a big partner of the party, so they kind of let them do whatever they want. But
yeah, listen, man. All that I need to know are the economic outcomes from Republicans and Democrats respectively over the course of modern American history to know that you're wrong. It is absolutely false to suggest that the Republican Party is better for the economy. That is absolute propaganda. I don't even know where this propaganda came from. Like, good on the GOP for being able to convince so many people of this. The first thing that I'd like to bring up here is that when we look at the average amount of jobs added to the economy by Democratic presidents compared to Republican presidents, it's night and day. I think month by month, the average Democratic president over the course of the last 50 years has added upwards of 150,000 jobs to the economy. And I think that the average Republican president is like seriously down at like 24,000. We also just see much higher GDP growth. We see less inflation generally and less spending from Democrats, which is kind of crazy. I mean, just like look at the economy so far today under Trump. There's not one macroeconomic indicator that's better off today than it was a year and a half ago under the Democrats. Literally everything is worse off because of this guy and his party who backs him 110%.
And I don't disagree with you. Obviously, like under Clinton, first time we had a surplus in forever. I totally understand that. From the opposite side of it, I honestly, I just feel like they're very good at the media. I mean, both parties are good at the media. And it just seems like, I hate to even say this because people in the comments are going to go insane. To me, as a business person who like employs over 100 people, I feel like if the Republican Party, 10 years ago was able to, build on the platform that they were kind of working on, not necessarily all of it. I don't say I agree with everything. I feel like it would like trend upwards. Obviously, I just feel like
okay,
the
well,
Republicans
listen,
are more business.
You're talking about a hypothetical that doesn't exist. Okay, I want you to respond to the data that I gave you that does exist. If we look at Democrats versus Republicans historically, the Democrats have consistently been better for the economy, and that's proven beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt to be true, especially today under Trump. Every single macroeconomic indicator is worse off today because of the Trump administration than it was a year and a half ago under Biden. Under Biden, we had the 250-year record low levels of unemployment. Under Biden, we had the most investment in American manufacturing possible. Under Biden, okay, we had some of the best and fastest GDP growth, some of the best jobs reports in modern American histories. Now under Trump, last year we got the worst jobs report in 20 years, ignoring recessions, the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years, dude. And inflation's higher, unemployment's higher, layoffs are higher, real median wage growth is down, real GDP growth is down, and everything is worse off. I cannot understand how you could bring yourself to utter the sentence, I kind of support Trump as president, if what you care about is the economy. Nancy,
yeah,
you know
what? You raise a lot of good points. I have not prepared for this interview. I scrolled past and I said, I thought I'd join. So I have no data to conflict yours. I'm just going to take you at your word. And I don't disagree with anything you're saying at all.
Please go look it up. Seriously, go look it up. I want you to go look it up. It's important. It really is.
Absolutely will. I'm not going to like, obviously I'm on right now, so I'm not going to sit there and do a bunch of research and in quiet while I'm waiting for everyone else. But my point of joining was more to, I guess, hear more about why I shouldn't be, because I feel like I'm like a lot of Republicans are at the point of like, okay, we liked what he had to say for the most part. Then we saw him come back. He's a bunch of the stuff with ICE. Definitely, holy crap, needed to relax. Like, I think everyone here is for strong borders, but at the same time, that's not the way to do it. I'm needing kind of that light bulb moment that tells me, okay, like, this isn't the way. Because I see a lot of pros, but I also see a lot of cons. And
what pros? What pros? You haven't named one. You just like generally said that you think he's good for the economy. Okay, that's false. What's another pro?
Well, I mean, yeah, you and I have been talking for 3 minutes now, so let's give it a little bit of time.
What's another pro?
Yeah, honestly, and this is going to make me sound dated. I'm only 28, but I feel like it's more of like the classical America that we grew up in is what he's really appealing to. And I don't disagree.
I mean, maybe if you're like a white person from the 19th century, sure, when everybody said, hate those that are different than you and divide yourself from your peers and, kill people just because they're brown. But so in a very dated sense, sure, but I'm not sure that we want that. See, I don't think that there's anything good about the values that he promotes. Like, what are the values that he promotes that gets us closer to this ideal capture of what you think America is supposed to be?
And I'm not religious at all, but I think like the values of being a Christian, or Catholic, whatever, I feel like are very important.
What values of being a Christian does he uphold?
it just the sense of community building, like just trusting thy neighbor, feeling safe, protecting that.
He doesn't want to trust
etc.
thy neighbor. He either rapes thy neighbor, endorses the
Well-
execution of thy neighbor, or deports thy neighbor. And,
Okay,
and,
well-
and if you don't fit any of those boxes of women, immigrants, or Democrats, and you're a rich white man that supports Trump, okay, well then he asks thy neighbor to pay him $88,000 to take a picture with him. That news broke today. Thank you, Lux, for the strike oppose.
So I understand that you
How in what
typically
in what measurable way does Trump uphold the ideal of loving thy neighbor?
So first and foremost, I want to say I know that you typically are on here just constantly getting attacked, and trust me, it's wild what some people come in here and say and troll. I've been talking to you for a few minutes. You don't need to be so defensive. Like I'm legitimately here to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's just the way I talk. I'm
No, I get
just
it. Like,
passionate
trust me,
about
you're
the
getting
issues. I'm not
hounded by
trying to take
trolls
it.
24/7. I totally understand that. I'm so like, don't talk to me like, oh well, why don't you know this? It's like, well, okay, maybe I didn't know that, and I want you to tell me.
Okay, I'll
So, like,
try to bring it down a level. But that's just the way I speak to people.
No, totally. Yeah. And if I was in your position, I'd be the same way. So I don't blame you. So back to your point, I feel like no matter what I say, like there's going to be a counterpoint, and that's like a
Yes.
good center for debate, and that's why like I joined, is to actually have, to hear the other side and
So what are
genuinely dissect it.
but genuinely, you said that he upholds the ideal of loving thy neighbor. Can you give an argument for that? Why do you believe that? What's the evidence that he upholds this ideal? Can you give me an example of him upholding this ideal? Can you show me him promoting this ideal? Can you show me him living this ideal? Why should I believe? Here's the question. Why should I believe that Trump loves thy neighbor?
And of course, in your perspective, you're going to view it as like, if someone doesn't agree with him, then like that's sorry, how do I phrase that differently? Sorry, I'm usually more prepared than this. Sorry, I'm throwing a massive blank right now, and that's not normal. Okay, so the problem nowadays is if I walk up to someone and somehow politics comes up, I feel like no matter what, if I say or semi agree with or disagree with them, let's say I'm a Republican, they're a Democrat, and if I start saying something that they don't like, it's immediate no. It's like shut down, the conversation's over, they hate me just simply based off the fact of how I voted.
Have you ever had a Democrat say that, you should die for what you believe?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
Unfortunately, I have. Yeah, and I have a few people that work for me that are
Okay,
are diehard
listen to
Democrats,
this.
and that's fine.
Listen to this. There are like 120 million people on the left, 120 million people on the right. When we have such large groups of people, you're going to find some nuts. There are some Democrats who are crazy. There are some Democrats who have lost their mind. There are some Democrats who are rapists. There are some Democrats who are felons. There are some Democrats who are pedophiles. There are some Democrats who deserve to die. Okay? 110%. That's just the way it works whenever you have such a large group of people. Okay? But for every Democrat on the left that you could point out that engages in these behaviors, I could just do for somebody on the right. And I'd actually argue that we see a higher propensity for these values to be espoused by people on the right compared to people on the left, because the right endorses it systemically speaking. Okay? There is not a Democrat in public office that you could point me towards that has said that Republicans should die because of their political disagreements. There is not a Democrat in power that you could point me towards that gave full and complete pardons to adjudicated violent criminals who try to kill cops just because they did it in the name of their political ideology. And there's not a Democratic individual in office who has called for the execution of their Republican counterparts in Congress. Donald Trump has done all three of those things. If you want to bring down the temperature and reel in the division, we have to go top down, not bottom up. Okay? We have to start with those who yield the power, yield the influence, and command the control, who are using those tools and mechanisms of power and influence to cause more division and call for the execution of others. That would be Trump. Donald Trump is the absolute embodiment of everything that you just said you don't like about the left. Donald Trump is the embodiment of I hate people who disagree with me. Donald Trump is the embodiment of I want them to die because they disagree with me. And Donald Trump is the embodiment of I think we'd be better off without them and let's go ahead and separate them from us, as he makes it very clear on every single Thanksgiving, every single Easter, and every single Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody but the radical extremists on the left who deserve to be divided away from us.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. Am I allowed to cuss on here? Or is that a no? Is that curiosity?
Yeah. Could you please respond to that point, though?
So I feel like if everyone, everyone who voted for Trump, and I've talked to like a lot of people that have, they would say, yeah, we know Trump's an asshole. We know that. Like, we know that we voted for that. And that's kind of what we accepted. As a party.
Yeah, then you're
we wanted a guy who was like, who would get stuff done. And that's kind of like what we were all under the impression.
And I think that makes you a hypocrite, because you just got done saying that you support Trump because you've had somebody on the left like say that you should die because of your political beliefs. But then you admit to not caring that he's called for the execution of Democrats because of their political beliefs, and he's the president.
I didn't respond to everything that you just said in one fell swoop, but I was responding to one particular part.
Okay, but regardless of specifically what you're responding to, do you see how that's hypocritical?
I do. What he says, I feel like Trump's PR team would get a massive hit if he just stopped talking, if he just stopped tweeting, especially. Like, if the dude just shut up, like, most things would happen a lot easier, and less people would get annoyed. But the Republican Party, in my opinion, has decided that like this guy is like, they were obviously upset with the last 8 years under Obama.
Let's just try to we are speaking really long. Okay, here's a point. I asked you why you support Trump, and then you said because he loves thy neighbor, and then I was like, why do you think he loves thy neighbor? And then you started talking about how Democrats are mean sometimes. But then I'm like, okay, well, Trump is meaner and he's president, and then you're like, I don't care. So not only are you saying that like people on the left don't love thy neighbor because of how mean they are to Republicans, but then you're like, Trump does love thy neighbor even though he's more mean to Democrats. Like that this isn't a cogent, coherent position. Like I'm sorry, I either want something coherent or I'm gonna move on to the next guest, because at the moment I don't really feel like I'm getting anything coherent from you.
Okay, well, I mean, that's an asinine like assumption, like to put all that into one thing. That's not exactly what I said at all.
Okay, then tell me where I went wrong. You feel free to correct me.
I guess I will give a longer explanation as to why I support Trump. So I guess that'll probably lead you into something that can enlighten me. I support Trump because, to an extent, I don't support everything, but I support the majority of things that like he stands for, at least when he was campaigning, on the sense of America first, which of course is going to get spinned around into 1,000 different like meanings. But yes, we need a secure border. Yes, we're getting taken advantage of by other countries. Yes, we are getting infiltrated by a multitude of cultures and religions that aren't necessarily assimilating with our society, that we need to investigate and figure out. That's kind of why. That's really at the heart of it. Like, America is not what it used to be, and obviously a country can evolve, but I feel like sticking closer to what we stand for or stood for over the years is what America voted for.
Once again, it's all super duper vague. You're saying that you support Trump because you want to secure the border. He hasn't passed a single border bill. The border's no more secure today than it was a year and a half ago.
The reason why the dude's deporting like thousands of people a day.
Yeah, that's not border immigration policy. I'll get around to that. You just have to allow me to respond. You said that you want to secure the border. He hasn't. Okay, the reason why there's less undocumented entry today is because he's scared that away by violating the human, natural, and constitutional rights of the immigrants who are already here. You said that you support his mass deportation. You shouldn't. There's not been one yielded positive benefit from his mass deportation for this country. It hurts everybody. Not only has it led to widespread human rights abuse, citizens being executed and immigrants being illegally deported and tortured overseas, but it's also destroyed our economy, destroyed the productive capacities of our manufacturers, and put an upward pressure on crime rates and reduced taxable revenue by increasing poverty. Okay, then the next thing that you said was because other countries were treating us unfairly. I don't think that you could tell me in a nuanced, articulate fashion an examination of even one country that prior to Trump wasn't treating us unfairly and how they weren't treating us unfairly, and how Donald Trump has changed that. The second thing that's important to say here is your last point was, well, we need to investigate religions and cultures that don't assimilate with us. Okay, what does that even mean? How do we investigate a religion? How do we investigate a culture? These are just words that we're not really diving into. They're more so just like confused talking points.
No, and I totally get that. And look, I feel like the conversations that I need to have with people are definitely more like a podcast form, not necessarily a guest on a TikTok form. So there's like so many different, valleys that I want to explore. So I'm not going to, sit here and go through all that with you, just because I know that you got more guests to do. So I guess I'll say thank you for your time.
Okay.
I definitely want like a longer conversation with someone, because like there's definitely a lot to talk about, but obviously like you have more guests to get to, because
Okay. All right. Well, you take care, Joe. I guess we're going to move on to the next guest. I don't know what to say. On the opposite side of the queue, if you happen to be MAGA folks, I'd really appreciate it. I don't feel like we learned anything from that guy. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I'm Marky Boy.
On the opposite side of the queue, if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please and thank you. I'm sure that everyone would really appreciate y'all so much for following the rules. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream right now. Thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat Seconds, who says, when Rob Rainier and his wife were brutally stabbed to death by their son Trump, he blamed Rob for his own murder and said that he had TDS. A great person and great role model. I couldn't agree more. He's fucking lost his mind. Cameron, thank you for the $10. Who says, quote unquote, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country, from JFK. Well, if that isn't the best quote that I've seen in a long time, I don't know what would be. I think that's the principle that our leaders need to abide by. And I just so terribly hate how much Donald Trump has contorted that image. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream. Only opposite side of the queue, if you do happen to be MAGA folks, we have two people loading up. We have BLW Wrestling and two exclusive Will connecting. So if you guys happen to be listening to the live stream, go ahead and accept those requests, please. Michaela, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you. That's very kind of you. Welcome in, Ashton. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. I am a Trump supporter.
Okay, give me one moment here. Matthew, thank you for the $20. Who says, Dean, I'm so sorry that they're doing this to you. These people are sick and dumb as fuck for peddling bullshit. I appreciate you for the $20, Matthew. Thank you for the love. Let's get 200 Matthew W's. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's very kind of you. They're so sick in the head, honestly. Alicia, thank you for the $10 on Super Chat, calling MAGA hypocritical. And Eloise, thank you for the $10. She says, thank you for what you do. Thank you. And JJ, thank you for the $10. As well as Becca, thank you for the $10 as well over in Super Chat. We are all caught up on Super Chat. Real quick, before I get caught up on Venmo and PayPal, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. All right. Also, Christiane, I see in the viewers, you are. Just know that I'm sorry that those things happened to you. That's all your message. Okay, now we have a couple more people in the live stream. Will, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 18. I said I was 17 earlier, but I'll be honest.
Okay, there's something blocking your mic. Can you take your phone case off?
Yeah, is that good?
It's a little bit better. BLW, do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
18.
What year are you born?
2008. 2008.
Okay, I guess we're going to do a 1v3. I'm going to quickly put you guys on mute. I'm going to thank a couple donors over on Venmo and PayPal, and then we will hop into the 1v3. This will be a lot of fun. Thank you so much as well, Gasha, for the Galaxy Globe. Oh, this will be good. I used to do this all the time, folks. I rarely do it anymore because it's so hard to get multiple people up on the stream at once, but this will be good. This will be really good. Andrew, thank you for the $10. Who says, I'd love to hear people's responses if you asked them what it means to be conservative if they claim to be one. Ooh, true. Leo, thank you for the $20. Who says, thought you could use a smile. Hope this can help. I appreciate you, Leo. It's so good to see you today. That certainly does put a smile on my face. Thank you for the $20. Same thing to you, Jamie. Thank you so much for the $50 donation on Venmo. Let's get 500 Jamie W's. Jamie with the 50 says, as a survivor myself and an attorney, just know that you are believed, and I hope that you go after the asshats for defamation. I will once I'm able to find a local firm that's willing to take me on. Most don't handle defamation of character cases, but I'll figure it out. Then Barda, appreciate you for the $50. Who says, keep on dunking on all the idiots. Appreciate you, Barda. It's good to see you today, my friend. Let's get 500 Barda W's. That is BARDA. That is so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Jay, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you guys for that information on the firms, Jay. Thank you. Kayla, thank you for the $20. Who says, Dean, I'm so happy to see you live and see that you're okay. I sadly saw the video of what happened. I'm so sorry. Well, I appreciate you for the kind words and the $20, Kayla. Same thing to you, Sarah. Thank you for the $10. Who says, good to see you. Good to see you. Scarlett, thank you for the $10. Who says, love you. Only been watching since day 10. Wow. Please debate Scott Presser. I'd love to talk to Mr. Scott. Hallie, thank you for the $20. Who says, thank you for everything that you do. I appreciate you for being here, Hallie. I'm so happy that we're able to help you out and help you better debate your MAGA parents through these lives. Thank you so much. Jamie, thank you for the $15 and the good recommendation for a firm. And then over on PayPal, huge shout out to D for the $10, who says, as a fellow victim who's been falsely accused of rape, I'm so sorry for everything that's been happening to you. Well, I appreciate you, D. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sarah, thank you for the $50 as well. Who says, I'm back again. Dean, stay strong. Fuck these MAGAs. I mean, I really hope that you're doing okay. I'm doing my best, Sarah. I think that, we finally started the rebound. I'm doing a lot better today. Thank you for the $50. Show some love to Sarah. Then same thing to you, Sylvia. Thank you for the $150 donation on PayPal. Holy fucking shit, Sylvia. That is ridiculous. Thank you. I want to see 1,500 Sylvia W's down below. That is so much money. I don't deserve a penny of that. Fucking huge shout out to Sylvia, who says, your voice gives countless women a sense of being seen, heard, and represented in a world that often overlooks them. These conversations go far beyond politics, touching issues that may shape women's rights and opportunities for years to come. Thank you for your courage, Sylvia. I'm so fucking happy that you find value in these streams and you take something meaningful away from the way that I use my voice. And I hope that I'm appropriately using my voice to represent those that are underrepresented. Thank you for the major $150 donation. I am so grateful for you. Same thing to you, Allie. Thank you for the $10, saying I'm sorry about these lies. Isabella, thank you for the $10 as well as the information about Uriah. And then David, thank you so much for the $25. And Carla, thank you for the $25. David with the $25. And I'm really sorry to hear that, David. Thank you so much for the love. And then same thing to you, Carla. Show some love to David and Carla down below. And with that being said, we're actually caught up. We did kick one guy. He was a minor. It's just you, Ashton, and Exclusive. Well, why don't you guys go to unmute? I have a question for you both.
Yeah.
Yo, first of all, I just want to say W donations. We love freedom of speech. So thank you guys for donating to Dean. It's a big W. Thank you guys.
You know what? That actually leads me to my first question. If Trump was anti-free speech, would you guys still support him as president?
Absolutely not.
Of course not.
So Trump is anti-free speech. He infringed on the First Amendment with a form that he made journalists sign at the Pentagon, forcing them to give the government what they wanted to report to approve that reporting. He's also anti-free speech because he said he wants to make it illegal to literally criticize him in the media. He's anti-free speech because he's literally arrested his political opponents based on what they've said and posted online. He's anti-free speech because he called for the execution of Democrats in Congress because of what they said.
But
So it seems
none
like
of that
you guys aren't
actually
really Trump
happened.
supporters.
None of that happened. Like, I can say whatever I want right now. I still have freedom of speech. So how are you going to say that? Like, if he's the president, dude, if he wanted to take away freedom of speech, he just would. Right?
Okay. So A, everything that I just said happened. And B, the question was, would you still support Trump if he was anti-free speech? And you said no. The question was not, would you still support Trump if he literally abolished the First Amendment?
Oh, okay. I see. I misunderstood. That's my bad. That's a good point. But, I think a lot of political leaders say crazy things. You can go back to Biden, you can go back to Obama, but like,
what did Biden and Obama say that was comparably crazy, like in office?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to pull it up on my screen. I don't have it off the top of my head, but
okay, well then you shouldn't have said that we should go back to them.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah, I guess I came into this. I'll let the other guy answer the question as well. I need some time to think on it because I actually came to this. I wanted to talk about immigration if we can do that.
I was going to do that too.
Well, I mean, you guys said that you wouldn't support Trump as president if he was anti-free speech.
That's correct, but again, he didn't abolish the First Amendment right.
Okay, there's other things that you could do outside of literally overturning the First Amendment that make you anti-free speech. Do you agree?
But he's the president.
Do you agree? Do you agree that there are Americans who are anti-free speech?
Oh,
Yes.
for sure, yeah.
Have those Americans abolished the First Amendment?
No.
So you could be anti-free speech without abolishing the First Amendment?
Yes, but that's
but they're not the
morals.
president though. Like, he's the president. He makes the rules.
Okay. Could you give me like an example of somebody that you'd argue is anti-free speech?
I mean, I can't say that I can name one personally, but I think we can.
Just come up with an example, like a hypothetical.
Well,
example.
is it fair to assume there's people who are anti-free speech in the 340 million people in the country? Like, is that not just a fair assumption to make?
Yeah, but could you like give me an example of like what that person may believe that would make them free speech? Like, if I was Quest to like come up with one, I would say, oh well, I'm sure that there's an American out there who thinks that people should die because of what they say with no good reason. That's an example of somebody that's anti-free speech.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what Trump did.
But he didn't kill anybody, so that like you can say like I think that by saying that he supports free speech, because is that not free speech to say that?
You just agreed,
like, and then not do it.
The cognitive dissonance is like crazy.
No.
You just agreed for like the hypothetical. One moment.
No,
you just agreed for like this
talk,
hypothetical random American. If they wanted to kill people because of what they said baselessly, they'd be anti-free speech. But then as soon as I'm like, okay, well, that's what Trump did, all of a sudden you're like, he didn't actually kill them. That's actually an expression of free speech in of itself.
Sorry.
So for like this hypothetical American that wants to kill people because of their speech, but doesn't actually do it because of like the law or whatever, would you argue that they're not actually anti-free speech?
You know, I definitely see what you're getting at, but I would argue that by Trump saying these things and saying he wants to like kill people, is that not him exercising his free speech in itself? Like, how does he not support it if he's using that by saying that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're just saying that literally it doesn't matter what you say. If you say anything at all, you're exercising free speech. So if Trump said that he wanted to abolish the First Amendment and that he quote unquote hates free speech, you'd argue that's him supporting free speech because he's expressing his own free speech. I find that to be a redundant argument. What?
No, but you just like agreed with what I was saying, and you just explained what I was trying to say. Is that not free speech to say that? I'm confused.
Wait, that's supposed to be a demonstration of the absurdity in your argument.
No, it's a demonstration of you being wrong because he's using his free speech, which you're saying he doesn't support. So how can he use it and not support it?
So if Trump literally said with his speech, his free speech, I hate free speech, I want to abolish the First Amendment, you'd argue that actually be an example of Trump supporting free speech?
Yes, because if there was no free speech, how would he even be able to say that?
Well, I just think that you're fundamentally like lost, dazed, and confused.
No, I just checkmated you, and you don't want to admit it because if there was no free speech,
so the checkmate is so the checkmate is Trump saying that he hates free speech is an example of Trump loving free speech because he's using free speech.
I mean, I don't know. Is it because Trump's the first Jewish president? Is that like why you're saying this? Because I'm Jewish. That's why I like Trump. I'm Jewish. So I don't know if it's like
why are the people that I talk to so fucking stupid? Okay.
Do you not get what I'm saying?
Let me
it's
make
like
this clear.
I'm Jewish. That's why I like
this.
Trump.
Just calm down.
Okay.
Let me make this clear. Well, if Trump were to say, "I hate free speech," that's the end of the story. Okay, he's making it clear to us that he's anti-free speech. He's admitting to it. Now, like this extra level of nonsense that you're adding on top of that, saying, "Oh well, it must actually mean that he loves free speech because he's using his free speech to say that." Well, you could call that an internal contradiction of Trump's. You could say it's in fact contradictory for Trump to say that he hates free speech, but he's using his free speech to say that. And maybe he wouldn't be able to say that if he didn't have free speech. But you can't say that's like an argument that motivates the conclusion that therefore it's actually true that Trump loves free speech. No, listen,
but I feel like we're kind of going in circles, though. Okay,
just listen. If a random American, said that they wanted to execute people who say things that they disagree with baselessly, they would be anti-free speech, right?
Yeah.
What if that random American was born in New York? Would they still be anti-free speech?
Yeah, I think as long as you're.
What if that random American born in New York was a man? Would they still be anti-free speech?
Yeah.
Okay, what if that hypothetical American who's born in New York and a man was also white? Would they still be anti-free speech?
Yeah, I don't think any of the demographics really
now,
change
what if that hypothetical American who was born in New York, was a man and was white, was also a billionaire? Would they still be anti-free speech?
Yeah, again, the demographics.
Would they still be anti-free speech?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if that hypothetical American who's born in New York, was a man, was white, was a billionaire, was nearly 80 years old? Would they still be anti-free speech?
Of course. Yeah, again, like
okay, so what if that hypothetical American who's born in New York, is a man, is white, is a billionaire, is also president? Would they still be anti-free speech?
Now that's where I disagree because he's the president, so he makes the rules. So you can't like if he was really that way, he would just make the rule different because he's
the president
like,
does
the
not
leader.
control the Constitution.
But he can like veto stuff. So
No, the
I don't- I
president
guess-
can't
can we-
veto
can we,
anything
like-
related to the Constitution. What about the Constitution does the president control?
Sorry. Can we? I admit that you
No.
bested me on this. Can we
No,
like
what,
change tracks?
what about the Constitution does the president control?
Well, so I'm confused. If they can't change the Constitution, why does like, why do people care about like gun laws per se when they're voting for a president? Because it's in the Constitution. You can't change it if you're the president, apparently. So it doesn't matter.
When people vote for gun laws, they're typically talking about like constitutional gun laws that the president could like advocate for.
But you
in
just said he
Congress.
can't change the Constitution.
Because
You
we're not
just said
talking
that.
about the Constitution, we're talking about law in Congress.
We were just talking about the Constitution. Am I like
I know,
losing
but then my
mind here?
response was not
It's because
concerning the
It's because I'm
Constitution.
Jewish, isn't it?
I don't know what this guy's talking about. You asked me, well, then why do people vote for the president concerning policy? Okay,
Yeah.
because legislation, like federal law, which the president has some control over, is not identical to the Constitution, which the president has no control over.
Yeah. You know, I'm just. Yeah, I
So,
actually. get
so
what
do
you're
you
saying,
admit
get
that
what
you
you're
were
saying.
wrong when you said that the president controls anything about
Yes,
the
yes, I'm
Constitution?
sorry, I was
Okay, so
wrong,
then you
I was wrong.
concede that he's anti-free speech?
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you on that. I think you did best me on that. I get what you're saying. You know, you actually did change
Could I
my
have
mind
you-
on that because
Can I have you stop talking for 3 seconds? The
He's like,
president
yes,
does
the
not
leader.
control the cute people, but he didn't actually kill them. That there are Americans who are anti-free. Support Trump if you do. Kayla, thank you for the $10 as well speech because and it's based on what they've said. He's anti because he said. So that actually leads.
Thank you.
Ash. And with that being said, we're actually caught up. We did kick one guy. He was a minor. It's just you, Ashton,
listen to
and
this.
Exclusive. Well, why don't you guys go to unmute?
Listen.
I have a question for you both.
Yeah.
Yo, first of all, I just want to say W donations. We love freedom of speech.
Yep,
so
W
thank you guys
donations.
for donating to Dean. It's a big W. Thank you guys.
You know what? That actually leads me to my first question. If Trump was anti-free speech, would you guys still support him as president?
Absolutely not.
Of course not.
So the very first question that I asked you
Wow.
was,
You
if
got
Trump
me
is
there, you got
anti-free
me.
speech, would you still support him as president? And your answer was no.
And
You
I'll
just
give you.
conceded-
I'll,
You
yeah.
just
No, I'll give you
conceded
this, Dean. I'll
that
give you
Trump
this,
is
Dean.
anti-free speech. So you no
Yeah, no,
longer
my-
support
my
Trump as
support-
president.
My support definitely just went down a notch, just because you did best me on that. But I did want to shift my focus because
No,
what I
it
originally
shouldn't have
wanted to
just
bring
gone
up.
down. It should have completely gone away.
Well, you didn't ask would I 100% not support him. You just asked would I not.
Yeah,
support
that's
him.
the
There was no, like-
implication. If I ask you if you're going to stop doing something, and then you say yes, that means that you're going to stop
Well,
doing.
we didn't
that
like
thing.
when you were talking to
what
Charlie
is it?
Kirk. Like,
Let me ask you a
remember
question.
had
What
to
is it? What does it
define your
mean?
terms.
What does it mean to stop doing something?
Well, can you define what stop means?
I'm
Because
asking you
we
a
might-
question. What is it? Listen, if you're working out and then your girlfriend sends you a text and she says, "Stop working out. I'm hungry. Come make me some dinner, bitch." Yeah.
Whoa.
What do you
yeah.
think she's like using the word "stop" there to mean?
You know, it depends because if you're in like, let's say in this example, I like analogies. Like if you're in an online game, like maybe she understands you can't stop right away, you know, or like if you're at a stop sign, come on, Dean, you don't stop all the way all the time. Like sometimes you might.
Oh,
do,
that's
like,
the
a
best
rolling stop.
example. A stop sign. When
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sign says
sometimes- yeah,
stop, what does the law command you to
So
do?
you're telling me, Dean, you're
When a
telling me you've
sign-
never
no,
done a
no, no,
rolling
stop, stop,
You've
stop,
never
stop.
done a rolling stop.
Well,
Okay,
that's in violation of what the stop sign is is commanding you to do. Legally, what does a stop sign command you to do?
It tells you to stop. Yeah.
Stop completely?
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Me and you.
So
have
it
both
means to
done
stop
rolling stops
completely, right?
before.
And yeah, and are you violating the stop sign law?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So you're doing
So just
something
like-
that you're
yeah.
not supposed to be doing by
No,
not
but-
stopping
okay, but we
completely.
have to- we
So
have to
I just want to
respect the
clarify. I just want to
original
clarify.
point.
Answer my question. I just want to clarify. So you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing by not coming to a
Exactly.
complete stop at a stop sign because the stop sign indicates that you have to completely stop. Okay.
Exactly.
So when I asked you when you would stop supporting Trump as president if he's anti-free speech and you said yes, this means that if it was the case that he was anti-free speech, you would no longer support Trump as president.
Yeah, but exactly, and I don't listen to the stop sign all the time. That's my point.
Okay. So it's true that you no longer support Trump as president?
No, because I'm not listening to the stop sign.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're just a fucking weasel. You're just a fucking little weasel. Get the hell out of my stream. What a little weasel. Can we get some L's in the chat for that little weasel? He got, and he was unwilling to own it. He got. He's unwilling to own it. I hate people like that. They're so annoying. They do it on purpose. They know that they're being little weasels, and they just don't care. You know, maybe I'm just scorned from debating Trump supporters for the last couple of years, but wow, man, that really grinds my gears, man. I hate those little weasels. Welcome in, MAGA Reacts. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
I'm 40. I was born in 85. You give me that look every time. This is like the second or third time we've debated.
You sound like my age. I don't think you're a kid, but you don't sound 40. Okay, whatever. I'll trust you. Let me thank a couple people, and then Mike, the floor will be yours. Joseph, thank you for the $10 on Venmo. Says, hey, Dean, I respect what you're doing. I don't agree with your beliefs, but I don't wish harm on you or anybody. I'm so sorry that you had to put up with that. Stay safe and best of luck. Well, thanks, Joseph. I think that there's actually been quite a few people on the right that have spoken out against what's happening, for sure. And I have some appreciation for you guys, 110%. Thank you for the galaxy as well, Lily. Let's see here as well. Ren, R-E-N, thank you for the $25 donation. Thank you, Ren, who says, stuck in the hospital because of seizures. Spending my time listening to your lives has been such a lifesaver. Thanks so much, Dean, for fighting the good fight and being you. You're awesome. Thanks, Ren. Let's get 250 Ren W's. And I hope that you're able to get that figured out in the hospital. Genuinely, I mean that. Over on Super Chat, thank you for the $50. Cam, let's get 500 CAM W's. Oh, it actually says, yo, Dean. This is a redacted son. Honor to meet you today and appreciate the advice and encouragement. Well, Cam, thanks, man. I appreciate that. This is the son of the teacher whose classroom I spoke in earlier at my local high school, kind of just doing a Q&A debate about the get down of all that we do. So, I mean, hey, shout out to you. Shout out to your dad. You guys are both awesome. Appreciate you for the $50, Cam. Seriously. If your dad's with you, tell him that I appreciate him for the invite to come in and talk to the class. Same thing to Alicia. Thank you for the $50, who says he is the quote-unquote anti-love thy neighbor, end quote. And again, with the assimilation concept, we need to reflect on the skeletons in the closet of history. Consider the example of what the white men in government did to the Native American and their children. It's true. Thank you for the $50, Alicia, as per usual. Thank you so much. They actually sent another $20 and say, Trump engages in so much narcissistic toddler behavior. He wants unchecked power and money. I think that anybody with 2 eyes and 2 ears would absolutely agree with that. It is just beyond obvious anymore.
Alexa, set upstairs to 82.
Angie, thank you so much for the $10.
The AC is set to 82.
Jesus, appreciate you for the $5. And Kara, thank you for the $5. And with that, again, we're all cut up. 82 degrees, man.
I just want to turn it off. I pressed mute on my mic. I guess there's another one around here. I thought the other one was out of battery.
82?
I just want to turn it off because I don't want the wind blowing right on top of me while I'm talking to you.
Is that the way that you turn it off, is by turning it to 82?
Yes, because it's Florida. Okay. It will turn to 80 if I turn it off, but 82 doesn't get that hot.
Oh. Okay.
See, it just turned off. It's a little quieter now.
Yeah, why don't you take it away and tell us why you support this terrible president?
I don't like open borders. I don't like socialism. I like that he got abortion out of like the presidential race.
What?
He's pro-security.
We need abortion in the presidential race.
What's up?
We need abortion in the presidential race. We need a president who will pass federal policy to protect every single woman and girl's access to abortion. We need it yesterday.
I mean, I don't think the country as a whole. By the way, I'm not pro-choice or pro-life. I go back and forth, just like Trump. But I don't think it should be presidential because as a country, we can't seem to agree on it. As a country, we can agree on it.
Okay, so
And
if 50%
right now-
of people thought that black people should be enslaved, are you saying that we should abolish the 13th Amendment?
No, that's a different situation. Most people agree on that.
So
today.
just, well,
Most
yeah,
people
in
don't
the
agree on
hypothetical
abortion.
stipulated, if 50% of people thought that black people should be slaves, then should we abolish federal regulation to prohibit and prevent black people from being slaves? And you said no. Okay, so
I
just
mean,
because,
that's
so just because it's
democracy
the case,
for you. Are you saying you're not pro-democracy?
yeah, I'm not always pro-democracy. Are you?
I try to be pro-democracy most of the time.
Okay, so if
But,
51% of the population wanted slavery back, would you want slavery back?
No, I'd be against it.
Okay, so
But
you're
it-
not always pro-democracy either. And you think that some things should be protected
Well-
at the federal level. One moment. You think that some things should be protected at the federal level, even if some people think otherwise. So what principle do you use to determine which things should be protected at the federal level and which things should not be protected at the federal level, given that we could reliably yield the conclusion that, according to you, you think that slavery should be protected at the federal level, but abortion should not be protected at the federal level?
Well, I think both sides give a decent argument for being pro-life and being pro-choice, and
There's not a
seeing that
single
I'm in the
decent
middle.
pro-life argument.
I think there is. I
Like
mean,
what?
if I would go back, say I had a time machine. You like theoreticals. If I have a time machine and go back in time and prevent you from being conceived, would that be murder or not?
Well, that wouldn't be murder because murder is when you terminate unjustifiably an innocent life, a valuable life. If you just prevented my conception, well, then there would be no life that exists, point blank, period.
Okay,
Now,
what
would
if
that
I
be
paid
wrong?
your mom
One
$1
moment.
million to
One
have an
moment.
abortion?
One moment. Would that be wrong? Like, no, that wouldn't be wrong for you to go back in time and prevent my conception in the relevant sense. Okay? And here's the reason why I say that. Because, well, what if my dad pulled out? Would that prevent my conception? Yeah. Is it wrong for men to pull out? What if my mom revoked consent from sex mid-sex? Would that prevent my conception? Yeah. Does that mean that
Okay,
it's
but I
wrong for
think-
women to revoke consent mid-sex? No. And that's
Listen,
why that's
I
not a
don't-
decent pro-life argument.
Whatever. That's why I'm not pro-choice or pro-life. But for me, I think you're a great guy, and
Can you please
I
respond
wouldn't
to the
want to go
question?
back. No, the way I see it, like, you don't know the potential of any life. So how about we just let everyone be born and see their potential?
Oh, yeah, because
So
that...
I can't
that-
predict
how-
the potential of any life, so I'm not gonna try to terminate any of them because that person could solve world war, solve cancer, that person could do anything. You could
Okay.
be a great person. So I don't want them to be aborted before they're even born because I don't know what that person could do.
Okay, I have a couple critiques of that. My first critique of that is, you're right. You don't know the potential of the thing that could be born. They could solve and cure cancer, or they could be the next Hitler. But additionally, you don't know what the potential of that pregnant woman would have been if she was allowed to escape future motherhood. Maybe if she wasn't forced into a scenario where she was raising a kid that she doesn't want to raise, she would have been able to go off and cure cancer. And the final point is, I don't really think that future potential is all too concerning. I don't think that there's
like I
anything
said, I don't
relevant about
really-
it to an ethical evaluation. What's the argument that there's anything ethically relevant about the future to our ethical examinations as it would relate to the value of a fetus?
Like, you're getting too deep with this. My simple point is that since we can't agree as a nation, to agree state by state is much more feasible.
And my counter argument
So that's
is,
my only point. Like,
Okay.
I don't like it as a single subject reason to vote for a person, whether he's on the left or the right. And I'm glad it's gone out of the presidential debate.
Okay. A, that
It was
wasn't your-
distracting, and a lot of other
Thanks
things
for
were
interrupting
hurt by that debate.
Okay. My counterpoint to the last claim is very simple. Guest, and for all the viewers, this guy made the claim that because the nation cannot agree on the morality of abortion, therefore, the legality of abortion should be left up to the states. This logic is faulty. I will prove that this logic is faulty with the use of an analogy. We are going to take that same sentence and replace the word abortion with slavery. Here's a hypothetical. If it's being stipulated that 50% of Americans do not find any moral issue with slavery, would you say that it's true, therefore, because the nation cannot agree on slavery, that slavery should be left up to the states?
Do you want me to answer that? Because I don't even think your analogy really applies, but I'm not trying to debate this analogy. It's kind of like a bad faith analogy. I'm just saying, I'm looking at the actual results of the current situation where most states have chosen what they want to do, whether they want to make exemptions, whether they want to make it legal, whether they want to ban it. And overall, I think it's been good. I think being in the national debate was very negative. It let people get elected for stupid reasons that, like if they agreed with being pro-life or pro-choice, it gave them points that they shouldn't have because other places where they sucked, they didn't. You get what I'm saying? Like it gave people extra points over a subject that really wasn't fixed on a federal level. Like we didn't really agree on a federal level. It was just stuck in a federal level. So it's not like Congress was constantly updating the laws. It was just a decision that was just stuck. So anyway, I think we're better off as is. It's gone from the national platform, and most states, I think, are either got it right or will eventually get it right for their citizens.
Chat, y'all better fucking stop it right now. Y'all better fucking stop it right now. I'm blocking that message from my chat. Where he's not going to go through what I just went through. Absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about all that. I really hope it's not someone MAGA, but if it is someone MAGA, I apologize.
Okay. We're going to go through, okay, the reason why the analogy applies. Your claim is, as stated on screen, if the nation can't agree on the morality of abortion, then the legality of abortion should be up to the state.
But I'm not really trying to debate.
Please stop interrupting me. I just let you finish speaking. I just let you finish speaking.
I'm just trying to save you some time because that's not what I'm trying to debate. But go ahead.
Is this the claim you made?
Not the morality part. I think just overall.
Wait. So when you said that abortion shouldn't be legislated on at the federal level by the president because America can't agree on abortion. Okay, what you're saying is that America can't agree on the morality of abortion, right?
No, just they can't agree on abortion.
Agree on what?
I don't care.
What about abortion can't people agree on?
As far as having a
what
law
about
that
abortion
fits
can't people agree
everybody,
on? What
you
about
can't
abortion
make
can't people agree
everybody
on?
happy.
What about abortion can't people agree on?
As far as abortion, we can't make anyone happy.
What about abortion? No. Answer my question. Answer my question. Answer my question. Stop it. Sorry. Stop it. Specifically, what about abortion can't people agree on? The obvious answer is the morality of abortion, right?
I think it's legality, not morality, but go ahead.
Okay. What are the reasons why people can't agree on the legality of abortion? The reason why people can't agree on the legality of abortion is because people can't agree on the morality of abortion. Do you accept that as being true?
But do you also accept that I don't care about this?
No. Stop. Do you accept that it is true? The reason why people cannot agree on the legality of abortion is because people can't agree on the morality of abortion. Is that statement true?
I'll say yes.
Okay. So then I am adequately and appropriately representing your position as being, if the nation can't agree on the morality of abortion, then the legality of abortion should be left up to the state, right? That's your claim?
You're forcing it to be, but go ahead. I'm not.
Okay, yes or no? Did you say because the nation can't agree on abortion that it should be left up to the state? Did you say that?
I think we're better off right now with.
That's not what I asked you.
I'm trying to debate the results.
Stop.
Not anything
Did you
else.
Did you say 3 times that because America can't agree on abortion, that therefore it shouldn't be legislated on by the federal government? Did you say that 3 times?
Yes.
So I didn't force you to say it.
Okay. And
right. So
okay,
this is
no,
so you agree with it. So do you agree with the statement?
Slavery is
1 second.
a good
Just stop. Just do you agree with the statement on screen?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. And so then I made an analogy. Okay, as it would relate to slavery. Let's see why that analogy would follow. Because the statement on screen is being underpinned by a principle. Okay? The principle that the statement on screen is being underpinned by is as follows. If the nation can't agree on the morality of X, then the legality of X should be left up to the state. And the analogy applies because we are directly replacing X with slavery. So in the same way that you're using this principle to entail the conclusion that the legality of abortion should be left up to the state if the nation disagrees on it, Well, it would also be true in accordance with this principle, okay, that if the nation can't agree on the morality of slavery, then the legality of slavery should also be left up to the state. And if you reject the highlighted claim, then you reject the highlighted principle. And if you reject the highlighted principle that if the nation can't agree on the morality of X, then the legality of X should be left up to the state, then you merely saying that the fact that the nation can't agree on the morality of abortion does not necessarily entail the conclusion, even from your own perspective, that therefore the legality of abortion should be left up to the state. So do you concede that this if-then conditional statement necessarily follows?
No, I think the statement is true, but thank God we all agree on the legality of slavery and the morality of slavery.
Okay, so then you also accept that it's true that if the nation did not agree on the morality of slavery, then you would believe that the legality of slavery should be left up to the state, correct?
I mean, yeah. But luckily for us, we do agree on slavery, that it's a bad thing and it's illegal. I mean, just because you pick slavery, I mean, doesn't make it untrue. I mean, this is like another one of your tricks. You're going to be like, oh, you fucking support slavery and kick me. I know you pull this shit all the time. It drives me nuts. If you want to have a debate, we'll have a debate. If you want to say I'm pro-slavery, go ahead and kick me. I'm not.
So
just because it works for abortion
before
doesn't
and
mean
during,
it's how I feel about it when it comes to slavery. I just think it worked in this situation.
So before and during the Civil War, did the nation agree on slavery?
No, and it was left to the states, and then we had a civil war about it.
So during the Civil War, you would agree with this statement that slavery should have been left to the states.
I mean, in what way? Like
the
it was
legality
left to the state. And
I know, but you'd argue that it should have been because the nation disagreed with it. Disagreed on the morality.
I don't know enough about the Civil War to find out how slavery
I'm basically
illegal.
saying that like if you were alive during the Civil War, then you would have been pro-Confederacy because it would have been your position.
No, I would be in the North being pro.
Wait, why? Because it was your position.
Non-slavery.
Why? Because it would have been your position that slavery should have been left up to the state.
Because I would have lived in a state that was anti-slavery and been part of the anti-slavery part.
So you would have lived in the
that's
North,
the whole point.
but agreed with the South ideologically speaking.
No, I would agree with the North because I would be in a North state that voted.
Okay. So you would.
Slavery.
So just to clarify, you would not think that slavery should have been left up to the state, and you would have agreed with the North that we should enshrine it into our Constitution that no man has the right to own any other man as property. Correct?
I mean, what do you mean? Like, it would have to be ratified by at least 2/3 of us to enshrine it into our Constitution.
So would you support?
If I even lived in the South, I would.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's just too stupid. He bit the bullet. He argued that, if the nation can't agree on the morality of slavery, then it would be true that he thinks slavery should be left up to the state. That's just a crazy take. He was just really unintelligent. So let's go to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, folks. Ugh. We talk to some of the dumbest people alive. Kazooie, I appreciate you for the galaxy. That's very kind of you. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump, folks. If you want to support me, you can find a link to my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in the bio on my TikTok account. You could also find it in the pin message over on the YouTube stream, and the handle's always right there on the top of the phone screen. It's just my name, Dean Withers, without the letter E in the last name Withers. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, that's terrible. Let me thank a couple of people here. Thank you for the 20 Canadian dollars. Holy crap, over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, saw this post today and I wholeheartedly believe this. Quote unquote, forcing a woman to carry and birth children they don't want is a form of slavery, courtesy of feminist trash. Well, it's gestational slavery, some have said. I appreciate you for the $20. And then DeBoss Plays, thank you for the $100 super chat over on YouTube. Thank you so much for that love, DeBoss. Let's get 1,000 Boss W's down below. Thank you so much for the $100. That is a major donation, man, and I'm very grateful for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Boss with 100 says, hey, Dean, ask if he'd support Trump if he was racist and bring up the fact that Obama and then the lawsuits and then the fact he has outright said all black people are born criminals and they can't help it, amongst other things. Also, Dean, sorry about the accusations. Well, I wish I would have had a chance to bring that up in the last debate. Unfortunately, we did get moving on from that conversation pretty fast, but I do appreciate you for the $100, man. And then Alicia, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat, who's just calling out the crazy level of cognitive dissonance in these Trump supporters. I couldn't agree with you more. Brianna, thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo. That is a major donation. Thank you for the love. Brianna asked me to keep her message to myself, so you know I will, but just know that I really appreciate you. That is very, very, very kind of you. Let's get 500 Brianna W's down below. Same thing to you, Kim. Thank you for the $10, who says, I can't help but see a correlation between the crazy stuff happening to you and recently talking to JAW, and they don't realize it's not just about them beating them in a debate. It's about waking them up to how bad Trump is. Well, I don't know. I do also recognize that correlation between my debate with Jesus and whatnot, but I'm not going to lie. That dude's done everything he can. He like straight up made a video about it, saying that they were false allegations, saying that like if any of his followers peddle them, that like he's literally going to report them to their bishop if they're Catholic. He even like sent me like a really nice text about it. I still haven't responded to that. I'm going to do that later tonight. But I really don't have like any qualms with JAW there. I really don't. He's seriously done everything that he can, and it honestly made me respect him a little bit, I will say. As well as huge shout out to Rhinestone for the $20, who says cancer treatments are much less likely with all the Doge idiotic cuts. From Chris, yeah, healthcare has been hurt bad by Trump. Donica, thank you for the $20 as well. Show some love to Donica down below, who says, Dean, I've watched you for a long time, but never spoken or donated until now. I'm so sorry for what you're facing. Thank you for giving a voice to those of us that feel unheard. What you do matters. Please stay safe. Thank you for the $20, Donica. Yeah, right-wingers just want to kill me because they disagree with me. It's a crazy world we live in. Then Vesna, thank you for the $50 donation as well. Let's get 500 Vesna W's. Thank you. Vesna with a $50 says, special shout out to my daughter Natalia, dropping her off for her freshman year at University of Cincinnati. Super proud mom listening to you on her drive. Yo, Natalia! Have fun. My freshman year of college was so much fun, dude. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're gonna love it. Huge shout out to Natalia. Seriously, what a formative year for anybody who went to college. Their freshman year of college. Oh my goodness, what a formative year. Tyson, why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
I support Trump because of his abortion laws.
Okay. So you want there to be more abortions?
Yeah, no, I do not.
Oh, but that's what his abortion law caused.
Oh, I thought that his abortion law would allow more crabs to be made, so that's why I supported him.
Okay, let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, folks. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Let's go to get the next guest connected up into the box right now, folks. Quite frankly. By the way, folks, for all of the bad faith people in that chat saying she was 13, you know that age comes from like the age of like the real girl who had her identity stolen. Like the fake Emily account, they were saying they were 18. They would only know that she was 13 if they knew that the Emily account stole the real girl's identity by watching my video. So it's like everybody in the comment section saying she was 13, watch the video of the little girl saying that the Emily account stole her identity and then still decided to come in here and rage bait. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Welcome in, F4. Do you support Trump?
I accidentally got into your live.
Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, everybody. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. You know what, folks? I'd actually appreciate it if you'd stop spamming Dean is innocent in the chat. I want to move on. I
what's
do.
up, kid?
I want to move on. I really do.
Yo, what's up, kid?
Aiden, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Your name is Aiden Alpha Remington?
Yeah, Alpha is my frat name. Is there an issue? Yo, can you stop like moving the goalposts? Can we get back to the debate, please? Come on.
Yeah, how many nights of hazing did you have to go through to get that name?
2, because my daddy funds the college kid. I don't get what's so funny, kid.
Kyle, do you support Trump?
I'm on the border about it.
You're on the border. Kyle, how old are you?
I am 22.
Okay. If the election was held tomorrow between Trump and Harris, who'd you vote for?
You know, I actually at this point, and I know I'm just indifferent about it. I feel like I would probably actually now support Harris. It's just my ideal beliefs about it is just different. So, I'm not too.
Perfect, man. Well, it sounds like you're not even a Trump supporter, but I do hope that you have a good rest of your day, bro. You take care, okay? Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'm sure that we would all really appreciate it so much if you guys could do your very best to follow the rules, please, and thank you. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. Only do hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I don't. I just want to say that I love you so much, and I hope you have a great day.
Well, hey, I appreciate you for the support. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate, everyone. We'd all really appreciate that. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Let's go to get that next guest connected. We got that white 3.5 loading up in. Here we go. Hey, welcome in. Do you
Hello,
support
Dean.
Trump?
I would actually like to debate on abortion.
How old are you?
I am 19.
All abortion debates are so lame and boring, and they get old because I'm not really convinced that an 18 or 19-year-old man really knows too much about reproduction, pregnancy, and childbirth.
Want to find out?
To the point where you just can't really keep up in the argumentation.
Want to find out?
Yeah.
Are you ducking?
No. Why don't you tell us why you're pro-life, bro? It's going to be so boring. I'll probably limit you to 5 minutes. Or I guess whatever you just start up to should lead to 9 reality. But yeah, why don't you tell us why you're anti-abortion, sir?
All right, I'm going to cut all the common ground stuff. I already studied your argument. You focus on, what was it again? Unjustified. So you think that it is justified. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So I think it is unjustified because you are murdering a human life, which takes the human rights law of equal life, the right to equal life.
And why does a fetus have the right to life?
Because it's a human being.
What about being a human being gives us the right to life?
Because being a human gives you human rights.
Why do you think that?
Is this a joke?
No, I'm legitimately asking you why you think the thing that gives you your right to life is your species. That's a very valid question. 81% of ethicists converge that something other than our species is what makes us valuable because 81% of ethicists are pro-choice. 81% of ethicists think that it's maybe our mind that gives us value. Maybe our capacity for intellect that's only developed later in pregnancy that gives us value. Think that it's our sentience that gives us value. Okay? I mean, less than 20% of ethicists think that it's our species that gives us value, or it's our species that gives us the right to life. So yeah, that's a very legitimate question. Why do you think that our species gives us the right to life? What's the argument for that?
You know, ChatGPT was right. You are a good debater.
Hey, no,
this
listen,
was the
man.
only weak point in my argument.
Listen, man. Listen, bro. I actually appreciate you. I'm sorry for being insufferable prior to your conversation, saying that this conversation would be really bad. 9 out of 10 other people that would be in the same position you're in right now would just kind of start yapping and running in circles for 20 minutes, and no one would find it fun. Appreciate you for coming up. Thanks for this short discussion. I hope that you reconsider your convictions on the morality of abortion, okay?
Bye.
Yeah, you take care. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Cool. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everyone. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everyone. Let's go to get that very next guest connected to the live stream right now, quite frankly. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Y'all already know it. Y'all already know it. We're going to go to get that next guest connected right now. Rin, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Oh, they're not loaded in yet. That's fine. Let's go to get the next guest loaded into the stream. We got C. Falter connecting to the live stream. Hopefully C. Falter will give us a debate. Hey, Brooklyn! Thank you so much for the $25 donation on Venmo. Shout out to Brooklyn. That is so kind of you. Quite frankly, show some love to Brooklyn down below in that chat. Brooklyn says, don't let them ruin your minor spirit, Dean. I know that you're being strong, but know that so many people support you, and the trolls are keyboard warriors. You know this, of course. I love your streams. Very informative from Brooklyn. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, the trolls will go away in the next couple weeks, for sure. They will. It's inevitable. It's an inevitable outcome. Jonathan, thank you for the $20, who says, number one, love what you do, and I want you to continue to enlighten the masses. Number two, you need to go on real time and reach more viewers that way. I know my MAGA in-laws watch that, and they may listen to you because they don't listen to me since I'm not as articulate. What is real time? What is that? I've never heard of that. Thank you for the $20, Jonathan. Thank you. Show some love to Jonathan. Nelly, thank you for the $10. She says, what's your favorite thing to play on the piano right now? Un Suspiro by Liz has been my favorite for a very long time. We got Dino loading in. Max, thank you for the 1 penny. And Cass, thank you for the $15, who says, you're such an amazing human who deserves peace and happiness. You're an inspiration to me. Please keep on doing what you're doing. And I know that that many people love you very much. Oh, thank you, Cass. I appreciate you. Show some love to Cass. Genuinely, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cass. Aurora, thank you for the $10. Shout out to you and your boyfriend. Appreciate y'all for watching. And Fossey, thank you for the $3. Over on Super Chat, thank you, Shelly, for the $5. Who says, I get it. You want your side told. Kick the jerks that want to talk about it. I would assume that's in reference to the false allegations. Yeah, I'm just going to start directing people towards the video that I posted. That's pretty easy. Dino, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Hello, Kay. Do you support Trump?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
And you're telling me you actually support this idiot?
I mean, yeah.
Oh man, why?
I believe he's the best shot we have of having a good, president for America.
Okay, why is that? You left the app. You're gonna have to come back to the app for us to hear you.
My bad. I believe he's a good president because of the tax cuts and a lot of other reasons.
You like the big beautiful bill?
The what?
The big beautiful bill. You like the big beautiful bill?
Of the cap? Yeah.
Okay. What was the big beautiful bill?
It was cutting the taxes for the.
Oh really?
Well, I mean,
so how specifically did it cut taxes? Tell me.
It helped out with. I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna bring up the argument that
No, I'm just asking you, like, specifically, like, who did it cut taxes for and by how much? What kind of taxes did it cut?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. You're gonna bring up the fact.
Wait, don't tell me what I'm gonna bring up. Just I want you to answer the question.
Okay. What's your question?
Yeah. How specifically did the big beautiful bill cut taxes?
Okay, I can answer that.
You're so sweet, baby. You're so sweet, Daddy.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Thank you. Thank you. Quite frankly. Thank you. Moving on to the next guest. You're only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debate because what the fuck, dude? We got Luke Chapman loading up inside of the queue. What the hell are we doing, man? What the hell are we doing, dude? Come on. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
How old are you, dude?
I'm 18.
Oh, bro, dude. Come on, dude. What year are you born in, dude?
Born in 2008.
All right, dude. What month, dude?
What'd you say?
What month, dude?
April 3rd.
Okay. All right, dude. And why do you support Trump?
Because I agree with his immigration laws.
Okay, what are his immigration laws, dude?
Oh, Dean! Oh, fuck!
Oh my god, that's grody. Oh, dude, that's bad, man. That's actually gross, man. Why would you do that, bro? Why would you do that, man? That's so weird.
Hello,
funky. That guy's funky as shit, dude.
Oh my
that
God.
guy's funky as shit.
Hi, Dean.
Kid, I'm just gonna act like I didn't hear the screenshot sound. How old are you?
My bad. Well, okay. So listen, Dean Withers. All my friends at school love you. Hold on, I'm not 18. I just want to say something real quick before you kick me. Hold on.
I'm so sorry, man. I have to. Shout out to your friends at school, though. Sounds like you got some good friends. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for debate. I'm sure that everyone would really appreciate that. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I used to. I ain't gonna lie, but I did want to debate some things.
Okay, but you don't anymore?
No, I believe that at least his term now is very horrible.
Cool, yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of just looking for some Trump supporters to debate, but I'll consider it based on what you want to talk about. Like, what specifically were you wanted to talk about, dude?
This is not something I wanted to debate, but I also just wanted to kind of say one thing about abortion, how I feel about it. I don't want to debate it, though.
Okay. Then unfortunately, I'm going to move on. Like, maybe if you wanted to debate it, then I'd be down, you know what I mean? But if you don't want to debate it, unfortunately, I gotta kick you and move on to the next guest. I hope you have a good rest of your day, though. Hope you have a good rest of your day. This is a question for viewers on TikTok. Have any of y'all seen that Isaac guy who does like who does talent shows and gets like a bajillion viewers? Half-baked, thank you for the galaxy. I want to get in contact with that guy. I want to get in contact with him because I feel bad for the dude. I feel really bad for the dude. He has his gifts turned off because of the music gifts. I would like to tell him that I could just get the music gifts disabled on his account. So then he could like, I don't know, make money doing these lives. Because I just watch it. I just like, I see this guy getting like harassed like all day fucking long. You know, people coming up there like screaming at him, making fun of him because he's gay, fucking calling him ugly and all this shit. I mean, oh my God, he gets harassed. And I'd at least like to help him be able to make money from the harassment. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I see that, I always feel so bad. I always feel so terrible for him. So, I mean, if anyone knows Isaac, tell that guy to DM me. It could help him out. Let's go to get the next guest connected. For the people over on YouTube, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have never heard of him before, especially if you're not on TikTok. It's a very, like, TikTok-specific weirdo.
Oh my god!
Don't do that! Don't do that. Come on, that actually hurts my ears.
Hello?
Hey, oh, I know those acoustics. Get the fuck out of this. Get the hell out of the bathroom.
Oh, Dean,
Did that guy's like intestines just fall out? What was that noise? Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Oh my god. Huh. Oh, jeez. Oh, moving on. Moving on, guys. Only hot, dude. Come on, guys. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debate. Like, please. Fucking hell, man.
Oh, my voice isn't.
A 2-year-old. Half-baked, thank you for the galaxy. That's a 3-year-old. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the hell out of here, dude. We're looking for some debates, man. We're supposed to be a debater. We're supposed to be a debater. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Trolls are destroying the streams. Trolls are destroying the streams. Come on now. For all the Trump supporters out there, if you want to debate me, send a goat gift. We're going to start going back to accepting people up from the gifts because this queue is just cooked. It's just cooked, man. It's just cooked. Alrighty. Get Danny loading in. Danny, do you support Trump? Danny's not even here. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. We got Jonathan loading up inside of the queue. Hey, do you support Trump, Jonathan?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2008.
And why would you support this freak?
Because he's sexy.
Okay. We're going to go to ban you and move on to the next guest. Only send a goat gift if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. I would appreciate that. By the way, if you guys want to see how bad it is from the right over, what I made the video about today, go on Twitter and just look up Dean Withers and then go to latest. It's so gross, bro. It's actually so gross. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be here for debate. Welcome into Sport Trump.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to join, dude.
No worries, dude. No worries, dude. Only send the GOAT gift if you are here for debate. Only send the GOAT gift if you are here for debate. Thank you. Only send the GOAT gift if you are here for debate. We're going to get the next guests, plural, loading up inside of the queue. Here we go. SHU, do you support Trump?
Who, me? Yes.
Yeah. How do you?
Wait. Who, me?
Yeah.
You talking about him? You talking about me or him?
I'm talking about you, bro.
Oh, I'm Tony.
Okay. And you support this freak?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, dude, why?
Bro, I don't know, bro. It's been a thing in my family for a while.
Okay.
So
I hope that you watch the live stream. This is a debate stream, so when you say I don't know, unfortunately, I gotta move on. I'm trying to find somebody who at least thinks that they know, I guess. We got a couple people loading up in. Welcome in, MAGA Mom. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, Dean, I do.
Okay, wait, you joined a couple days ago and trolled me.
No?
Yeah, I remember you. Come on, don't gaslight me. My memory's better than that.
Well, can I tell you why I support Trump?
Yeah.
Because unlike other politicians, he doesn't lie for no reason.
Okay, he just lies for a reason 30,000 times in 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
go
for
through
example,
each lie and articulate each reason.
Okay, for example, he lied about why he started the Iran war. It was never about nukes. It's always about starving oil from China.
Okay. I think that his war in Iran kind of starved oil from the world. And the $325 billion that we want to give them to rebuild their infrastructure as a part of the peace agreement, memorandum of understanding, will only better equip them with more aid to build out their infrastructure for giving even more oil to China under our radar.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay.
I still think that he lied about the nukes, though.
Okay, but it turns out the war was bad. I remember you. You joined a couple days ago. You're trolling. So, unfortunately, I'm going to move on. I remember you. Hey, welcome in, man. Do you support Trump? Okay, they just left. Moving on to the next guest. Thank you, DB, for the money gun. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. We're just bringing people up that send the GOAT gift, folks, to try to keep it to clearly Trump supporters. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean.
No.
Hey, Dean.
No.
Yes?
Out bath, no.
I'm not in the bath. My room is just small. No, my room is small.
Okay, you're not in the bath, and what's that sound?
No. I got a water leak. Dean, is it an anxiety pen?
Why are you on a TikTok live debating if you have a water leak?
I have bigger focus.
Bradley, do you support Trump? Oh, guys. Whoa. Guys, it is 8 p.m. Guys, I've had a rough couple of days. Okay, I've had a rough couple of days, folks. Make this easy on me, okay? Make this easy on me, all right? Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debate. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for a debate. All right, folks? All right, guys? Okay, everyone? Let's work together on this one. Let's work together, guys. Can we get a big hoorah in that chat? Could we get a hashtag teamwork in that chat? Could we get a hashtag teamwork in that chat, please? Thank you. Can we get a hashtag teamwork? Because we're just trying to keep it to the debates, folks. Come on, guys. Just come on. Just come on. Quite frankly. Do you support Trump, Ayla?
Yeah, somewhat.
Oh, God, why?
Okay, so I don't support some things that he does, but I do support some things that he is doing for the world.
Oh, God, like what?
Like what? Okay, let's just start off with, shit. Hold on, I can't think. One sec. Well, I don't support his ICE raids, because that generally does piss me off. But if we're talking about some things that he has done, I mean, Iran, with the bombing Iran situation, I mean, he did do some good things with that because of the fact that Iran was building those freaking things that were going to bomb us. So, like,
nukes?
yeah.
So there's no evidence that they're anywhere close to building nukes, and when we bombed them, they actually weren't. According to Tulsi Gabbard, the ex-director of national intelligence, we completely obliterated their nuclear program in last summer's drone strikes, and they haven't even started on rebuilding it since. And in fact, today, they are no closer and no further away from getting a nuclear weapon than they were on February 27th, the day before this war started. So you're actually wrong.
But there was literal sites that were being builded.
Builded. So, according to U.S. intelligence, we completely destroyed their nuclear arsenal.
But then Iran also put out there that apparently they were building more sites regardless, and we didn't get them all.
Also, according to U.S. intelligence, they hadn't even started on rebuilding their nuclear program since our drone strikes last summer. That is U.S. intelligence. This was made public through testimony from our Director of National Intelligence in front of Congress 3 months ago.
Okay, well, now I hate him more.
Do you have any other reasons to support him?
I mean, not really. I mean, I was just thinking because, like, I just don't like the idea of war completely. And the thought of the fact that Iran, like, from everything that was being told that he was destroying that, I'm like, okay, well, that's a good thing, but I guess.
That's
okay,
war.
We don't.
You can't say that you don't like the idea of war, but this war is a good thing.
No, it's not like, because they would have started the war if they had their bombs and stuff.
Okay. Well, per the data that I just gave you, they're no closer nor further from getting nuclear weapons today than they were a year and a half ago. B, well, then you should be very thankful for the Democrats of achieving a denuclearization agreement with Iran under Obama. And C, you should absolutely hate Trump because he actually pulled us out of that denuclearization agreement.
But can we agree that he had a good relationship with Putin and them, though?
Oh, yeah, he has a great relationship with a terrible, tyrannical dictator. Because he does whatever he wants.
I'm the only one who's been here, all right?
Okay, Dean.
I would like to apologize on behalf of everyone.
Well, I'll keep that knowledge for next time.
Okay, well, is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty, you have a good rest of your day. Let's go and move on to the next guest. I feel like we really haven't been able to find too many Trump supporters today. I don't know quite what it is. I promise that we're really trying our best here. Let's go ahead and try to get that next guest up here. Only do hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Jarrett in that chat says, Dean, I got a concussion. Hope you feel better soon, brother. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Oh, they're loading in. Sorry, it looks like I jumped the gun a little bit. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get them up here. Where's that next guest at? In the meantime, guys, double tap on that phone screen, share out that live, say what's good in that chat. Yeah, looking for a debate. Hey, welcome in, man.
Yo, hello.
Hey, man, what you got for us? How old are you?
What do you mean? I mean, I got invited up here. I don't know why.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. So why do you support a rapist?
What makes him a rapist?
The fact that he was found guilty of rape in court.
Where's the proof to that?
Oh, wait, where's the proof for that? That's interesting. I invited you up here because you called me a rapist in the chat. So I want to clarify. Debunked fake screenshots that were posted on an account that stole a minor's identity is more credible than the unanimous verdict of a jury of 9 that was then corroborated by the Supreme Court?
Oh, where's the source?
The source for the outcome of the jury, Trump v. E. Jean Carroll, nycourts.gov. The source that it was corroborated by the Supreme Court because they denied Trump's appeal. Actually, that was today. Just look up SCOTUS denies Trump appeal. You'll find it from all mainstream media outlets.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think that you'll find what specifically?
I don't think he did that, man.
Okay, so then, yeah, once again, answer the question. I invited you up because you called me a rapist in the chat, knowing that you'd say exactly this. So you think that debunked fake screenshots posted on an account that stole the identity of a minor from across the world is more credible than the unanimous ruling of a jury of 9 in a court of law corroborated by the Supreme Court? Why don't you explain to us why?
Wait, how was that DM fake?
How was what fake?
The DMs.
Oh, yeah, because one included a date and time above one message, and the other did not include the date and time above that same message.
I don't know, man.
You don't know what?
I don't know, bro.
You don't know what?
I know who to believe.
Wait, you don't know what, to be clear?
I don't know who to believe, like...
Wait, so you're saying you're gonna believe me or who? Who else are you gonna believe?
I mean, the person is accusing you, you know?
Oh, okay. Do you think that who, by the way, who is the person accusing me?
That one girl.
Oh, they're a girl? How do you know that they're a girl?
I mean, because they have videos of them as a girl.
Oh, shit.
This is the most serious video I've ever made.
Shit.
A
So
Trump
just to
supporter
clarify,
stole the identity of an innocent 13-year-old.
So just to clarify, are you talking about like these pictures right here?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
So, this was the picture someone put in my TikTok comments, and this was the picture I posted on Instagram. Same with here, this was posted in July, and now I find this 4 days ago on TikTok. On this photo, you can see there's a little scribble at the top of the screen. This is because, as you can see in the next photo, that's where the lyrics were in my Instagram photo. After finding out about this, I made a video tagging her saying that it's not me, and she ended up blocking my main account. I'm now getting multiple DMs and comments about this whole situation, and I wanted to make this to let you guys know that I'm not involved in any of this, and I didn't make any of these videos.
Even in light of...
Oh, shit. Those photos?
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know that, man.
Okay. Okay, but, you still believe that you called me a rapist in the chat. So with what reason do you reject the outcome of the unanimous jury of 9 that ruled Trump raped a woman?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, but you do have a reason why you reject that, I'd assume?
I mean, I don't reject it.
No, so you accept it? So you accept that Trump is a rapist?
Sure.
Okay, so you support a rapist as president?
Oh, I don't really support what he does, but...
Okay, so then you don't support him as president?
Well, as president, yeah, but not what he does.
Okay, so why do you think that a rapist can make a good president? Because I think when you rape somebody, you lack core fundamental values of caring about other people outside of yourself, and I'm pretty sure that's a necessary prerequisite to any public office where you're supposed to be serving the public, is you gotta care about the public.
I don't really know, man.
You don't know? What don't you know?
I don't know.
What don't you know? Be clear.
I don't know what you're trying to say over here, you know?
Oh, so you just weren't able to track what I said? I could repeat it. So to be clear, you said that you think it's a bad thing he's a rapist, but you still support him as president. So in order to rape somebody, you have to lack a fundamental value of a care or a fuck about other people outside of yourself. But I'm pretty sure that a necessary prerequisite of being in any public office like the presidency is caring for other people outside of yourself. Rapists are fundamentally incapable at serving well in public office.
I guess you're right.
Okay, so I've changed your mind?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, good. Let's go to get the next guest up here. I'll only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Here we go. Bro had no clue what was going on. Bro had no clue. Aww. Bro had no clue what was going on. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA, everybody. I'd really appreciate that. And I'm sure many others would if we would follow and respect the rules. Over on Super Chat, Jacob Pratt. Thank you for the $10. Who says, these debates are fun, but I'd love to see a stream where people just hang out. We used to do that all the time. Lord T, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says 2026 midterms, Alaska primary elections tomorrow. Get out there and vote if you are in the state. Hell yeah, for everybody in Alaska, especially on the left, please get out there and vote tomorrow. It's more important now than ever. I think that would be great. I think that would be great if everybody could get out there and vote. Seriously, we need that. We need the midterms. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you're here for debate. Please do follow the rules. Let's go ahead and try to get the next guest up here right now. Who is that? Serena? Serene new? Serene, I'm going to call you Serene. Serene, do you support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, Serene. Man, that is a really terrible idea. But we'll talk about that. Matt, do you support Trump?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Okay, they're like 14. Serene, do you mind being patient with us here for just one moment while I thank a couple people for their donations to the stream?
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you. Claire, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo. Let's get 100 Claire W. Seriously, show some love to her in that chat. Claire says, Dean, I really enjoy your streams. I've never supported Trump, but every time I watch, I gather more facts to be as able to articulate why I don't. Thank you for educating. I'm so happy that you take away some positive education from the stream. Shout out to you, Claire. Robert, thank you for the $25. He says, I know that you're carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders. Hang in there and take care of yourself. I just can't wait until we get back to normal. You know, Robert, I can't wait until we get back to normal. Thank you for the $25. I appreciate you. Same thing to you, Emma. Thank you for the $20. Who says, Dean, I've been watching you for years now, and you've helped me cope through this rough time. I love you, and please never stop doing what you're doing. I'll never stop, Emma. I appreciate you for the $20. It's been hard, but not impossible. Casey, thank you so much for the $15, who says, I enjoy listening to your debates as a Republican, not MAGA, and you make some pretty solid arguments. Well, hopefully we're able to use them to change your mind one day. Amy, oh my God, Amy, thank you for the $200 donation on Venmo. What the fuck? Thank you so much. That is a fucking crazy amount of love. I really appreciate you. Dude, let's get 2,000 Amy W's in that chat. Thank you so much. The absolute goat. That is so much money, Amy. Amy explicitly asked me to not read her message on live, so I will keep that to myself. Just know that I love you. Genuinely know that I love you. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get 2,000 Amy W's for an unreal level of kindness that I have not, do not, and will never deserve. Genuinely thank you. Same thing to you, Molly, with the $10, who says, you give me hope that people recognize that this admin's insane. Love you, dude. Love you too, Molly. Brooklyn, thank you for the $10. Who says, I want these streams to keep on going. Hell yeah, they will. Kai, thank you for the $10. Sorry, Kira, thank you for the $10. Hell yeah. We love that. Appreciate you for the love, Kai. Thank you. And Brooklyn, thank you for the $25. Who says, don't let them ruin your mind or your spirit, Dean. I know that you're strong, but so many people support you. Well, thank you, Brooklyn. That is very kind of you. We're caught up on Super Chat. We're caught up on Venmo to quickly catch up on PayPal. Miss SJ, thank you for the $20. Let's get 200 SJWs. Who says, don't need to read this out loud. Okay, well, I will keep it to myself. But just know, I'm always grateful for you, as I am today. Thank you so much for the $20. Kirsten, Kearsten. Whoa. Thank you for the $100 donation on PayPal. God damn, Kirsten. Show some love to Kirsten. Kirsten with a hundo says, I used to be very Republican and watch Charlie Kirk every day. Once he passed, I started watching you and you completely changed my views. Now I watch you every day and I can't express to you enough how many lives you've changed, and we appreciate you. That is actually a crazy fucking story, Kirsten. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm so happy that we were able to change your mind in the last year. We love that. Show some love to the GOAT Kirsten down below. Genuinely incredible. And we have another really big one here. Then we're all caught up. Fucking hell. Olga. Thank you for the $200 donation as well. I don't know what's going on today. People are being absurdly kind. Thank you, Olga, for the $200 donation, who says, I appreciate you and support you, Dean. Sending you so much love. Oh, dude, trust me. That love is received. I really appreciate you for the kind words and the $200 donation. I don't know what has inspired you and so many other people to be just ridiculously kind to me today. Just know I have never and I will never take it for granted. I recognize the privilege in the position that I'm in, and I'm just so grateful for you. Let's get 2,000 Olga W's in that chat. Genuinely thank you. Genuinely thank you. Show some love to all of the donors down below while we pass the mic to the guests. Why don't you take it away and tell us why you support Trump?
So, where would you like to start in this debate? Because I have a list of a few things. So,
You could start by giving us that list.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with economy and like cost of living, right? I work a lot. I work 2 jobs, technically like the equivalent of 3, and I just during Biden's presidency, consumer prices rose about 21% over Biden's 4 years, compared to Donald Trump's 7.8% during his first term. And then it peaked at 9.1% in 2022, the highest it had a 12-month increase in like 40 years. And while there is inflation in this term from Donald Trump, that are largely caused by the tariffs, I believe over a longer period of time that will inevitably help us a lot more stick to American made, everything that's in America, rather than having to branch out and rely on other people, because us having to rely on other people has done nothing but hurt us in the long run.
Is that all?
That's economy, cost of living, and then border
How about we just start
and
there?
immigration.
Let's just start there.
Okay.
Okay. So you said that during Biden, consumer prices went up by 21% in 4 years. What did Biden do to cause that?
Well, it was during his presidency, and so there was a lot of food price increase because
But what did
obviously
Biden do to cause it?
The shutdown, without a doubt.
Okay. Business shutdowns.
Business shutdowns, restaurant shutdowns, the lack of being able to have a functional delivery system of food, and us having to
Okay, that's
have
not Biden's
things.
fault. Like, the government's not responsible for like phone app delivery services for food. Okay, can I ask you a question here real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was Biden president in 2019?
No.
Oh, okay, but that's when the business shutdowns occurred.
Yes, but he continued it in his presidency.
No, and unemployment continued to drop from day one when he walked into office until we had 250-year historical record lows.
Due to COVID, though. And
COVID
something that
caused
his
50-year historical record lows. Wow, that's crazy. So you admit that the business shutdowns were under Trump?
I admit that they were done in between the two. I don't think Trump had anything to do with it.
Trump was president in 2019, 2020, and then the first month of 2021. So I want to clarify, your argument was when you were confused and you thought that these business shutdowns occurred under Trump, you argued Biden caused it because Biden was president and the shutdowns happened under Biden's administration.
I'm saying,
Okay, but now you
part
learned.
of
But now
them
that
still
you've learned,
continued.
now that you've learned that this was all under Trump's administration, why won't you say Trump caused it? Because this happened under Trump's term, and under
did
Trump's
not.
term is when what? Yeah.
The inflation increase that I talked about at the beginning.
No.
where
I'm talking about the
it
thing that
rose
you attributed to causing that inflation.
21.5%.
Yeah, the
That
thing
is
that you are
because
attributing,
of-
the thing that you are attributing to causing this inflation increase happened under Trump. Okay, like
I'm
trust me,
saying
I've been
part of
writing
it.
down. Okay. So then Trump is partly to blame for that inflation under Biden.
I will say a small minority of it. Yes.
Why would you say that? The shutdowns were at their high under Trump, and in fact, they just continually decreased from the start of Biden's term until the end of Biden's term. Okay,
As
we had the
someone who
highest
had
level of
to
unemployment.
work in
We
the
had the
service
highest level.
industry.
We had the highest level of unemployment in 100 years under Trump in his first term in April of 2019 at 14%.
And because of that was the start of COVID.
Okay, so then Donald Trump is responsible for the vast majority of the inflation under Biden?
COVID is responsible.
Oh, okay. So earlier when you said that Biden was responsible, you were wrong because COVID's responsible.
I said Biden was responsible for the continuation of the shutdown when they weren't
Of the
needed to be
shutdowns?
shut down.
Okay,
When we
what
finally had-
shutdowns did he continue specifically?
So I work in the service industry. I work at a winery. We were consistently shut down into his term until we were able to make ourselves a restaurant, quote unquote.
Yeah, could you give me
to
evidence that this was
continue.
because of Biden?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me go on my computer right quick. Because I don't.
In the meantime, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen, folks.
Biden's COVID record marked by mandates and school closures. Not only he continued school closures.
Okay, but closing schools wouldn't increase inflation. How would closing schools increase inflation?
Well, I'm continuing to read it. I'm trying to go into the page as itself. When Joe Biden was sworn president in 2021, he had good reason to be optimistic about the trajectory of COVID-19, despite widely being criticized for and arguably losing his first re-election because of the perceived insufficiencies of his coronavirus response. I don't think he responded well, and
Okay,
it
yeah,
caused
ma'am. So I
inflation.
asked you what specifically did Biden do to cause the shutdowns, and then you just read me off an AI answer that says there were perceived inefficiencies in the way that he handled the pandemic.
I'm not looking at
okay,
AI.
that's
ridiculous.
Yeah, sure, bro, for sure, whatever. But regardless, AI or not, it's not an answer to my question. I didn't ask you if Biden had perceived inefficiencies with how he managed the pandemic. I
Infection
specifically
numbers
asked
began
you,
to
what
climb
did Biden
again in
do?
the summer of 2021 with the rise of the Delta variant. While health officials had initially suggested that the vaccines would prevent infection, a claim also repeated by Biden himself, it turned out that they offered limited protection in regard. More Americans died of COVID-19 during Biden's first year in office than Trump's last.
Yeah, because of the new Delta Omicron variant, but also not
Something
an answer to my question. The question that I was asking you is specifically, what did Biden do to continue the shutdowns? So not only are you unable to tell me what Biden did to continue the shutdowns, but now you're actually telling me even if he did, that was a good thing because there was more people that died from COVID in his first year than Trump's last year. And if we had all of the shutdowns in Trump's last year, apparently we needed even more in Biden's first year. Fuck, if anything, Biden didn't do enough. If anything, Biden didn't shut the country down hard enough in 2021 because more people died. So it seems like the true criticism of Biden here is not that he continued the shutdowns when unnecessary, but rather that he repealed the shutdowns when necessary or unnecessary.
Instead of focusing on
So
the
do you
shutdowns-
concede?
No.
What? But you just read it off yourself. You just said that more Americans died because of the pandemic under Biden in his first year, but then you're complaining about him continuing shutdowns? Apparently he didn't go hard enough because more Americans died.
Okay, so that's more Americans died not because of the shutdown not being done. More Americans died because of a vaccine he backed extremely hard and people trusted it. And then when they finally were able to go out again, when they thought they had this layer of protection, it wasn't there.
Oh, okay. So now you're just completely shifting the debate. We're no longer talking about your claim that Biden's shutdowns caused inflation. Now we're talking about your new claim that Biden's vaccine was effective. Hey, do you know what Operation Warp Speed is?
No.
Yeah, of course you don't. That's Trump's policy that expedited the approval of the vaccine that he passed the year before he left office. So in other words, Donald Trump's vaccine was ineffective?
That, I don't think that's right. What's your source?
Operation Warp Speed is my source. Just go on Google, type in congress.gov, Operation Warp Speed.
Let's not even talk about the housing during the time.
Housing that Donald Trump has refused to pass a housing affordability that was bipartisan last month and said that he actively wants houses to be more expensive. Housing, the thing that Kamala Harris ran on a policy to give first-time homebuyers $25,000 to buy their first house to build a projected additional 4 million through 8 million houses over the course of the next 8 years. Those houses, we could talk about that here in a bit. Look up Operation Warp Speed, and then I want you to tell me with a straight face, Trump's vaccine is ineffective.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find something that actually is, like, I can actually look at it and it be something that will... From what it looks like, he just increased the speed of which they were made. Not that... And it was done between him and Biden, not just himself.
Okay, so Trump and Biden's vaccine was ineffective?
It looks like he increased the speed of which they were made, and then Biden approved them. From what I'm reading.
They can't be made if they're not approved.
But I'm sure he approved the making of them to try to get a vaccine
They can't be made if they're not approved.
But
that's not how FDA approval works. In order to mass manufacture a drug for consumers, that drug has to be FDA approved. And what he did was he fast-tracked the FDA approval for the drug. By the way, this is by far, objectively, the best thing Trump has ever done. And I don't fucking know why the GOP decided to turn their back on Operation Warp Speed. It's always, oh, fuck the vaccine. It was so ineffective. It was terrible. Those crazy radical left lunatics. If you would just endorse the vaccine, you would actually have, like, oh, look at my gallant president, the man that passed this piece of legislation that probably saved millions of lives. Like, that's actually true. It's actually true. But you guys turn your back on it. You say, no, I'm going to act like Trump didn't pass this policy that probably saved millions of lives. And I'm just going to shit on the vaccine because that's what other Republicans do. Because we're like insane. But like, you could so easily like gloat in the face of every liberal. Ha 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 ha. My guy saved millions. If you would just own the fact that the vaccine was good and the vaccine was effective and people should have got the vaccine and wore their damn masks. But no.
They just proved the vaccine was ineffective.
Okay. Yeah, well, no, they didn't prove the vaccine was ineffective. It was just not equipped to deal with a new variant, which is typical of vaccines because that's how they work. Okay. But like the fact that you think that it's been proven to be ineffective is just the craziest self-own ever. So go ahead and say that Trump's vaccine, the one that he funded, the one that he expedited FDA approval for, the policy that served as the hallmark of his first administration. Oh, got to ban you for saying the vaccine was ineffective. No, I think about that so often, folks. If Republicans wanted to, they could try to get like a slam dunk on Operation Warp Speed. If they wanted to, they could. And maybe it's not even just Republicans' faults, but I think it's like Trump's fault. He like passed this genuinely good policy, but because he's like a shill, he saw that a bunch of people on the right were like, nah, I don't want this damn darn vaccine. That's for sissy liberals. And then he was like, vaccine bad. I'll be able to own the liberals with this. And I mean, he just threw out all potential prospect and chance of like owning a good piece of legislation. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Welcome into Sport Trump 904.
Yo, hey Dean. Before I say anything, older millennial. He has a He has a domestic violence case going on. He also beats his wife too.
I didn't know that he had a DV case going on. I know that he's been arrested for like four different DUIs.
Also, there's a video of it. It's on public. It's a cam of him having a domestic violence case.
Yeah. Well, what I'll say is I wouldn't find it hard to believe. 3 years ago, he actually like insinuated that he wanted to rape me if he was gay. Yeah, 3 years ago, he was really drunk on live, and he said if I was gay, Dean would be a target. At least in my opinion, just my opinion, that sounded like an insinuation that he wanted to rape me.
Yeah, nah, he's below IQ. I wouldn't take him serious. I've debated him before. He couldn't even fulfill his argument on his proposition that Palestine was not for sale.
Oh, are you even a Trump supporter?
No, I just wanted to say that to you.
You used the word proposition, and I was like, oh, this probably isn't a Trump supporter. Let's go to get the next guest connected. I'll only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Yeah, I don't know about the whole DV thing. I haven't seen anything on that, but I do know about the DUIs, and I just wouldn't find it hard to believe that just because of the way that he's treated me in the past.
Yo, what's up, Dean?
Hey, welcome in, Cal. Do you support Trump?
I don't. I just wanted to come on to say hi. I'm sorry. I know you don't like accept people.
Have a good rest of your day, bro. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only hop inside of the queue if you do happen to be MAGA. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got Shay loading up in. Okay, welcome in, Shay. Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right. You sound British, so I'm going to kick you. Lap, thank you for the $10. Who says, get those lib Republicans, live on war, tax breaks for billionaires, Wall Street and bank deregulation, cuts to healthcare, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, etc., etc. They're the libs on all of the worst things. I don't know what that means, but hope you take care. What the hell? We just got a flag for consuming substances featured in this life could harm your health. What substances, you motherfucker? Dasha, thank you for the galaxy. Oh, is it maybe because I just said something about OM getting drunk or whatever? I don't know. We're gonna go get the next guest. Guys, it wasn't the Benjamin, bro. I'm too good at that, bro. I'm too good at that. It wasn't the Benjamin. You always see me out here. You never see me right here. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because I smoked the fuck out of that last MAGA lady. Smoked that pack, bro. Live, 4K for everyone to see us smoking that pack. Let's go to get the next guest connected. We got sobriety loading up in. Yo, thank you so much, Alicia, for another $50 donation on Venmo. I appreciate you, Alicia. Let's get 500 Alicia W's. Thank you for the love. That is a huge donation. Alicia with a 50 says, I enjoy when folks in Congress investigate and question Trump's band of idiots. Just to hear them ask who it is that the person being questioned works for. The people or the president. It speaks volumes to their character. And every single one of them work for the president. They're all shills. Fates, thank you for the $100 donation on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Fate. Let's get 1,000 Fate W's. That is very kind of you. Fate for the 100 says, can we have a positive stream once a week so that the people can agree to create a community with you around positivity? You need the love. We need the love. Carve out a space for some positivity and support. The haters get in. Give a day for the supporters. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do that on like our second account or something. That doesn't sound like a terrible idea. Jacob, do you support Trump?
Not necessarily, but we disagree on some things.
Like?
Maybe abortion. And
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Why do we disagree on abortion, bro?
Well, I think it's a human life.
Okay, we don't disagree on that, bro. We don't disagree on that, bro.
Yeah.
So what do we disagree on?
I think it's wrong.
Oh, shit,
well, in
bro,
certain instances, I think it's fine to have an abortion, but.
So, but in the majority of circumstances, you think it's wrong. Why is that? Why do you think it's wrong in most cases for women to get abortions?
Well, because if you're having like consensual intercourse, then you're consenting to have kids, you know, and
Okay.
eventually it will grow up to be a human with a conscious.
Do you think that if you
I know
smoke a
that-
cigarette, you're consenting to having lung cancer?
No.
Okay. So why would it be true that if you're consenting to sex, you're consenting to have kids?
Well, if you're having like unprotected, I think then you shouldn't be able to get an abortion.
Why does that equate to consent to kids?
Because if you're having unprotected, I mean, the act of sex itself is consenting itself to have kids.
Okay,
As long
why?
as it's like, why do you think? How do people have kids, Dean?
By having sex? How do people get lung cancer from smoking cigarettes? By smoking cigarettes. I understand that
Yeah,
you're
but they
saying
don't
that you're
want lung
consenting to.
cancer.
Yeah, in the same way that people who have sex for pleasure don't want kids.
I don't really agree with that, to be honest.
You disagree that you disagree with the claim that people who have sex for pleasure don't want kids?
No, they do want kids.
Okay, so women who get abortions want kids.
No, they don't want kids.
Okay,
People have
okay.
abortions
So
don't
they
want kids.
so when they engage in sex, they didn't want kids. So they didn't consent to having kids.
Yeah, but then.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I
so
guess
so
that's-
okay. So for every woman that wants an abortion, was not a woman who wanted kids while having sex. Thereby, they didn't consent to having kids by consenting to having sex. Thereby, your argument fails and abortion's permissible.
Okay, so do you think you should be able to get an abortion whenever you want? Even if like you're trying to have a kid, but then you decide later you want to have an
Yeah.
abortion? You think that's acceptable?
Yes. Why
So
would
if there
it
was,
not
like-
be? Like, I mean,
So
what
if
happened
you-
to revoking consent, dude? Yeah, they consent
Okay.
to the pregnancy one day. That's fine. Yeah, they should be able to revoke consent from the pregnancy the next day. What's the issue there, bro?
Okay, and I have a question. So if there was like 100 people left on Earth, would you allow every single one of them to have an abortion and let everyone go extinct, or would you want them to have kids? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Well,
so
not yes or no, but
yeah, I would find it morally permissible, okay, for the last woman alive to get an abortion, even if it meant
Really?
that humanity would stop growing.
So-
Let me ask you a question. Would you find it morally permissible for a man to rape that woman to continue humanity?
no, I think it's acceptable to have an abortion if you were raped, of course. I agree with that.
Okay, that's not what I asked you about. Would you find it morally permissible for that woman to be raped in the first place if her being raped was necessary to continue humanity?
No.
Me neither. Okay, so we're both not okay with infringing on the rights of women to continue humanity.
But what if she
And-
wasn't raped though?
Yeah, I still think that she's a right to abortion.
Really?
But
So
the
you
point
would let
is,
humans go extinct?
the point is that in respect to what rights we think that woman has, okay, both you and I are not okay with those rights being violated to forcefully continue humanity. We just disagree on what those rights are. Like, I bet you could agree that if it was true that a woman has a right to abortion, that you would be okay with her getting an abortion even if it meant that humanity would not continue, because doing otherwise would mean infringing on the rights of that woman. So once again, we don't disagree on the basis that it's wrong to infringe on a woman's rights to continue humanity. We just disagree on the basis of what rights women have. And my argument is that women have the right to abortion, and your argument is women do not have the right to abortion. So
I think
what
they
is
do
the
have the right to
justification
abortion in
for the
certain
claim?
instances.
We're not talking about those instances. We're
I
talking
know.
about the majority of elective circumstances. What is the justification for your claim that women should not be able to access abortion?
Because I think it's a human, and I think humans have value.
Okay.
And eventually that.
Do you think that it
person-
has value in virtue of the fact that it's a human? Like, being a human is the thing that gives it value?
Of course. I mean, we protect each other, right?
Okay.
Like
So
humans
check this
protect
out.
each other.
Check this out. You need to know, and everybody needs to know, that that is a very controversial view. 81% of ethicists converge on the pro-choice theory. This means that 81% of ethicists think that something other than our species is the thing that makes us valuable. 81% of ethicists maybe think it's
Okay, but
the
who cares
capacity
about
for
what they think,
intellect
though?
that's developed later in pregnancy. Maybe they think it's sentience. Maybe they think it's consciousness. And you're asking me who cares what they think? Well, if it was true that the pro-life theory is false, then we would expect the ethicists to converge on the pro-choice theory. Ethicists do converge on the pro-choice theory. Thereby, we have some reason to believe that the pro-life theory is false. Now, I'm not saying that this would be weighty reason to completely debunk the pro-life theory, but I am saying that because of the expert convergence on the pro-choice theory, you actually have to give an argument for why you think it's true that our species is the thing that makes us morally valuable, since a majority of experts disagree. So what's the argument for that claim? Why is it the case that our species gives us moral value?
Well, I think that humans have the ability to make proper judgment, and they have a lot higher of like IQ than most animals, so they're able to make proper judgment on certain things and decide what's best. But yeah, I can understand where that goes.
Decision-making abilities, and IQ. Okay, a fetus does not have a judgment because it does not have a mind. A fetus does not have decision-making abilities because they do not have a mind. And a fetus does not have an IQ because they don't have a mind. All three things that you just described are contingent on the mind that begins to develop at around 20 through 24 weeks in gestation. So if those are the three things that you think are valuable, well, you actually don't think that the fetus is valuable until 20 through 24 weeks in gestation, making you pro-choice.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually it will get to 20 to 24 weeks. It's a potential.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's no longer about the actual traits. It's about the potential for the traits in the future. Once again, 81% of ethicists disagree with that claim. That claim requires an argument. Why do you think the potential for these traits in the future matters?
I mean, if it's uninterrupted, then eventually it will happen unless something seriously goes wrong. But
And why does that matter? Why should I consider that in my moral evaluation?
because if they're able to develop consciousness and thoughts and they're able to think for themselves, you know, then
what? Why does that matter? Why does the ability to do that in the future matter today?
Because that's just in the future. That's what will happen.
Okay, and why does that matter? Why should I care about that ethically?
I mean, so you don't care about someone's ability in the future to be able to do something?
Yeah, I don't think that that's ethically relevant. I haven't gotten an argument for that. Why is that ethically relevant?
I'm not even sure what I would say to that, to be honest. I mean,
okay, so you're telling me that you hold an atypical moral belief, okay, that 81% of ethicists strongly disagree with because they converge on the pro-choice theory, and you don't have an argument for it? Well, that's irrational.
Yeah, I need to look more into abortion. I was going to. But yeah, I mean, I think it's still valuable to wait for them to develop until 20 weeks. Well, I know they don't have the traits right now, but they will eventually.
But you just need an argument for why that's valuable. Most people disagree. Most professional ethicists that dedicate their life to studying philosophy disagree. So, the claim needs an argument.
Right, so do you agree that they will develop those traits? I know you're saying, why?
Yeah, that's true. That is descriptively true, but why should that motivate me to believe that it's therefore wrong to kill the fetus?
Isn't that your entire argument, that a fetus doesn't have those things, so you should be able to kill it? I'm saying, it will develop those things.
No, it does not have those things, and that's relevant to why it's okay to kill it. But the claim that it has those things now is much different from the claim that it will have those things in the future. Okay?
Yeah.
Those are two very different claims. So the second claim requires motivation. You haven't been able to provide me with any motivation for why I should believe that just because the fetus has those things in the future, I should care about it. Why does that motivate me into accepting that it's therefore wrong to kill it? 81% of ethicists disagree with you. The experts converge that you're wrong. They probably have good reasons that you're wrong. But all that I'm asking for you because of that is at least one reason to believe that you're right.
Okay, why don't you think they should be able to develop those things? Isn't that what makes someone human, though?
Why don't I think that those things are valuable?
Yeah.
Because I don't confuse possibility for actuality.
Right, but there's 8 billion people in the world, right? It's not always gonna. I mean, it's not like. It won't like always, something isn't always going to go wrong in all those cases.
But do you think that it's wrong to kill a cow?
Depends on the context.
You're
But
gonna
if
kill
we're
a cow
trying to-
because it's gonna make your life better.
No, I don't think it's wrong to kill that cow.
Okay. So the things in the future of the fetus aren't just any level of sentience. It's a high level of sentience, like yours and mine, that make it valuable, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
So if we
And
knew
the
that
fact
this
that it's a
fetus,
human,
if
too.
born, would die at 2 years old, would you find that fetus non-valuable because it doesn't have a future like yours or mine?
No, I'd still see it as valuable because it's a human.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, right, exactly. So remember when I just asked you for motivating reason to believe that the future of the fetus matters, ethically speaking? And then I was like, most people disagree with you. 81% of ethicists converge that you're wrong. Well, now I've actually gotten you to admit that you're wrong. That's not why you find the fetus valuable. You value it because it's a member of our species. Oh, wait. But then the reason why you care about it being a member of our species is because of its future. Your argument's circular.
and-
Your argument is circular. Your motivation for why being a member of the human species makes you valuable is because if you're a member of the human species like a fetus, then you probably have a future of great experiences, like, this brutal beatdown that I'm handing to you in this debate. Well, okay. You weren't able to motivate why that matters, but now you're just completing the circle by going back to saying that you value it because it's a member of our species. We're just going to start from the top. 81% of ethicists disagree with you. 81% of ethicists do not agree that it is our species that makes us morally valuable. Because of that, you have to give me good reason to believe that it is our species that makes us morally valuable. So why don't you go ahead and give an argument for that?
Okay. I think we're valuable because I'm a human, so I'm going to be a little bit biased, of course. And I think humans are valuable because we're just human. So of course we're going to think
So
that
humans
we ourselves are valuable.
So the fetus is valuable because it's a human, and being a human makes it valuable because it's a human.
Well, I know that sounds bad, but
That's a circular argument. That's no
Yeah, I
different
know
than
what
me
you're
saying that fetuses aren't valuable because they're in the woman's uterus, and being in the woman's uterus means that the fetus is not valuable because it's in the woman's uterus.
so you think humans aren't valuable if they don't have certain traits?
Well, no, that's not what I said. I said that the fetus is not valuable because it's in the woman's uterus, and being in the woman's uterus means that the fetus is not valuable because it's in the woman's uterus. Where do you recognize that argument from? Where do you recognize that logic from? Oh, it's from your argument. You said the same thing, but just in reverse. You said that the fetus is valuable because it's a human, and being a human makes the fetus valuable because it's a human. Oh, okay.
Damn, bro. Yeah, well, I think I think like we're supposed to look out for each other. We're not supposed to, just abort someone.
No,
in
listen,
utero.
I agree. I'm supposed to look out for you. You're supposed to look out for me. That's a virtuous, good thing to do. But all that I'm saying is that the reason why I'm supposed to look out for you isn't because you're a human, but
Then why else?
because you're rational, because you have an intellect, because you
Okay,
have
so
a
what?
mind.
Certain animals are rational and have an intellect to a
Well,
certain degree.
Based on the way that I define intellect, no, they're not. And
Really?
maybe they could be. Maybe we need to look out for dolphins because they are highly intelligent and don't deserve to get brutally beat and killed to be eaten in virtue of their intelligence. Maybe we need to look out for primates because they're also highly intelligent and they don't deserve to be killed in virtue of that fact. It's possible. Okay, but anyways, I think that that's the reason why we need to look out for each other, because we have a well-being. You have interests that could be conflicted. You could be harmed. You're a person. I don't think that the fetus has a meaningful well-being. I don't think that the fetus could be meaningfully harmed. I don't think that the fetus is a person, because I don't think that the reason why you could be meaningfully harmed, the reason why you have a well-being, and the reason why you're a person is reducible to your species. I mean, just imagine that there was a highly intelligent non-human species. Imagine that Kryptonians were real and they lived with us on Earth. Would we argue that they can't be harmed? Would we argue that they don't have a well-being? Would we argue that they're not people because they're different species?
Yeah, I see. I think
And that
that's a
right
good
there,
argument.
yeah, and that right there is like why the pro-life view is low-key false.
Yeah, I heard you say like, well, actually, yeah, I would agree with that.
You would? Okay. Well, then it seems like your intuitions actually guide you to the conclusion that our species doesn't make us morally valuable. Okay, well then you can't say that the fetus is valuable because of its species.
I mean, I just don't really agree with your point that you would let us go extinct, you know? I know you said it was about like rape,
Oh,
but
okay. Well then just imagine that you disagree with that one point. And you think that abortion would be wrong for women when they're the last woman alive. Okay, we disagree on that. But we could shake hands on that because that's not the real world.
yeah. I mean, but it is a hypothetical though, so.
Okay. Yeah, and you could uphold different commitments in that hypothetical. Okay. I'm pro-choice, and maybe you're pro-choice with an exclusion for the last woman alive. Like, yeah, that
I would
view's
agree
still
with that.
problematic. Okay, but it's not as problematic as being pro-life today. It's not
Yeah, I'm
as
still, like-
problematic of being pro-life for the millions and millions and millions of women who are getting pregnant and don't want to keep that pregnancy every year.
Yeah, I'm kind of like fleshing out my views a little bit. You know, I have just started like watching your live streams. I think you're like a great dude, honestly. Like you're really smart dude, honestly.
Okay, well, I'm happy
I
that
think-
we could help you do that. And, listen, man, I've been trying to be kind to you because it seems like you're being good faith, and this is why I'm pro-choice. I just want to clarify, like, the same type of interaction that we're having right now was an interaction that I had, like, 5 years ago, but in reverse, because I was the pro-lifer arguing that abortion was wrong, and the host of the live was a pro-choicer arguing that abortion wasn't wrong. I came up there, and I told myself, this is the truth, abortion's wrong, and I'll be able to defend this truth. And then I left the live stream with a bruised ass because I got destroyed. And then I started putting a lot of research into it. And then I came to understand why a vast majority of professional expert ethicists are also pro-choice. It's because
What do
there's...
you mean by ethicist? Like, what does that specifically mean?
Oh, that means people that went to school for philosophy with an emphasis on morality, went through a grad school program, graduated that grad school program, and then became like doctoral PhD professors of philosophy and ethics. Every year, there are like massive studies that are sent out to philosophy professors across the nation, and a vast majority of philosophy professors converge on the pro-choice theory. And they're like the wicked smart people that spend all of their days thinking about the nuances and the complications, maybe similar to a handful of the ones that we just discussed.
So, do you think it's acceptable that people are having so many abortions when the birth rate is already declining? That's just a question.
Yeah.
You think that's fine?
Yeah, I think that's fine. And if you think that's not okay, well, then you're not identifying any ethical issue intrinsic to abortion in of itself, but you're rather attempting to extrapolate out negative pragmatic outcomes of abortion that you disagree with.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. Yeah, you're kind of just looking at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you concede?
Yeah, I'll concede on the abortion argument, but I still have like, I don't know. I would have to do research on that for sure. Yeah, I concede on that.
Okay, well, hey, I'm going to move on to the next guest since you've been up here for a while, but I appreciate you for your time and thanks for being good faith. This is one of the better discussions I've had on abortion in a while, and I appreciate you for that.
All right, thank you, man.
You take care. Let's go to move on to the next guest. We got Jonah loading up inside of the queue. I'm trying to get a lot better at debating abortion in a way that makes sense. I think that in the past, a lot of the things that I've said have gone right over the heads of a lot of pro-lifers. So I'm trying to find like easier ways to say these things that make sense. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I love you, Dean.
Okay, goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Thank you so much, T, for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, excuse me, always look out for dogs. Yeah, always look out for dogs. I appreciate you for the 20 bucks. Speaking of dogs, welcome in. You support Trump?
Hang on a second. Let me get Layla under control.
Okay. Looks like
What's
he has
up,
to get
Dean?
Layla under control. Hey. Oh my god. Yo! What the fuck, you guys? You guys. Pete, Candace, and Pay. Why? Why did you send me this much money? Thank you for the love. Oh my goodness. Candace. Dude, I'm actually tripping. I'm actually fucking tripping. Candace? Thank you for the $250 donation. Pay? What the fuck? Thank you for the $700 donation. And Pete, thank you for the $100. What? Holy fuck. Hello? What the fuck? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what the fuck to say. I am flabbergasted. It is my full-time job to always have something to say, and I don't. You three, as well as like so many others, you guys have been so kind to me throughout like this whole experience of the last couple days. It has just been hell. And I mean, just in response to everything that has happened, you guys have just been fucking like ridiculously kind. We're gonna start with Candace. Thank you so much for the $250 donation. That is an insane, an unreal amount of money. Thank you, Candace, who says, sending a virtual hug. Keep it up, Dean. I appreciate you, Candace. Let's get 2,000 Candace W's. I appreciate you. I hope you're still here and you're able to hear this. Show some love to Candace. Pay with the 700. The $700 donation says, hey, Dean, I'm so thankful I found your page and started watching your videos. You've truly changed my life for the better by educating me and always being the highlight of my day. Thank you so much for bringing a bright light to it all. Never forget your importance. Pay, dude, you've been watching for a while now, and you've been very kind to me in the time that you've been watching. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't deserve a $100 donation, $700 donation. I'm lost for words. I appreciate you for your kindness and your generosity. It is not something I fucking deserve. Dude, I want to see 2,000 Candace W's. I want to see 7,000 Pay W's. Just so ridiculous. And then Mr. Pete, thank you for the $100, who says, the most insidious thing Republicans did was reframe this as pro-choice versus pro-life. No one is anti-life, but one side is anti-choice. And pro-life never holds up consistently. Immigrants, the death penalty, etc. Sorry for what you're going through, Dean. I couldn't agree with your thoughts more, Pete. Thank you for the $100. Pay, thank you for the $700. And Candace, thank you for the $250. Holy God. Show some love to the donors down below in the chat. What the fuck? Dude. Jesus Christ. I appreciate y'all. I'm sorry. I'm glazing. I appreciate y'all. Unbelievable. Man, listen. Welcome in.
Hey, thank you, Dean. Sorry for everything you've gone through in the last few days.
You asked me a question in the chat. You asked me what makes it wrong to kill me?
Yeah, so you haven't explained, what gives you the right to not be intentionally killed.
Yeah. Well, I'll get a little bit into the nitty-gritty here. I actually don't believe in moral rights. Fun fact, that's only like 1/3 of ethics, but we just use the word right so interchangeably with like in a colloquial sense, but in a very technical sense, only like 1/3 of ethical theories believe in moral rights. Really interesting technicality. It's really worth researching. But anyways, so I'm a virtue ethicist. So that means that I think an action is wrong if it culminates vices, and an action is good if it culminates virtues. Really interesting thing about normative ethics there. But what I think makes it wrong to kill me is the fact that I have the capacity for intellect. I have the capacity for reason. I have the capacity for flourishment in the relevant sense. I have the capacity for abstraction. I have the capacity for sentience. And I think that's what makes me valuable, yeah.
But doesn't that, open the door, the kind of a Pandora's box to a lot of other categories of people, dementia, Alzheimer's, brain dead folks, even newborns that, I mean, how much does a newborn, reason or abstract ideas?
Yeah.
So
well,
are you saying that it's
that's
okay?
why I was very specific with my wording. I said capacity for these things. People with dementia still have the capacity for these things. They still have the
potential?
brain structures required to support these things. In fact, they're still demonstrating these things at a very low level. People that are brain dead, they don't have that capacity, which also perfectly explains why it's not wrong to pull the plug on a brain dead patient.
Okay, but doesn't a baby that's still in the womb have capacity for these things?
Yeah, not until around 20 through 24 weeks.
Okay, well, and how are you certain of that?
Of course, I could tell you. I have a high level of credence in that belief because the thing that allows us to be sentient is our brain structures that develop at around 20 through 24 weeks based on the science. And therefore, it is true that only in accordance with the possession of those brain structures do you possess the functional capacity for sentience.
So 22 weeks and 6 days, no capacity.
Well, on average,
23
yeah.
weeks and 1 day, capacity.
Well, it's just whenever according to the science, the thymocortical connections make the connection to the prefrontal cortex. On average, that does occur at right around 23 weeks, but we've seen it as early as 20 weeks. So that's why I say 20 through 24.
So my standard is much simpler. Like equal human rights attached to what we are, not how well we're currently functioning.
Yeah, there's just no explanatory power there. Like if I want to explain why I think that this capacity for intellect is what makes you morally valuable, it's really easy, okay? The explanation is that it is the capacity for intellect which defines a person, okay? And people are morally valuable. That's a moral platitude, okay? That's an obvious, boring moral judgment. So it's like my view hinges on an obvious, boring moral judgment. Okay, what about your view? Can you explain why you think our species makes us morally valuable?
I will, but so you just said morally relevant. Like what morally relevant property appears somewhere between conception and birth that makes killing the same developing human organism go from permissible to impermissible?
Well, I mean, I've actually broken this down to you already.
Well, you
I don't
said,
know if you're tracking. The morally relevant property would be the capacity for intellect.
So the capacity for intellect is the moral principle?
It is the morally relevant property in which would grant you intrinsic value.
Okay, sure. I mean, I disagree, but yeah, it's humans do not. It's more if human rights are equal, right? Should humans have equal rights?
Should humans have equal rights? Human in the broad sense of all members of the human species? No.
So you don't want equal rights for everybody?
Okay, well, that's a different claim. There's a difference between saying, in the broad sense, do all members of the human species have human rights? And then in the isolated sense, specifically to people, do people have rights? So I agree that people have rights. I just disagree that the fetus is a person.
Okay, well, if there's... Okay, so I disagree again, but if human rights are equal,
what do you think a person is?
I guess it's a clump of cells. If we, to
No,
put it in a way
I'm asking
that
you to
your chat would
define. I'm
understand.
asking you to define the word person.
Yeah, a human being that is I guess you can be dead and still be a person. But yeah, human being, Homo sapien sapien.
Okay. All right. I think that that's a very unintuitive definition of the word person. Are you saying that a dead zygote, a unicellular organism, is a person?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's why that's a very unintuitive usage of the word person. But like if Kryptonians were real and lived amongst us on Earth, they wouldn't be people because they're not human beings?
So, I mean,
Okay, right? So, right? Can you say yes or no?
Sure,
yes,
yes,
Dean,
but yes,
they
yes,
they
but
would be people?
humans, but so
Would they
hang
be
on.
would Kryptonians be people?
I don't know any Kryptonians. I don't know if they have moral value. I don't know if they possess the ability to be rational.
Okay.
or
So
conscious,
then you
or-
know that a person is not just a human being because you know that Kryptonians wouldn't be human beings.
Why do we bury dead people?
Why are you dodging my question?
Why does a lonely widow go to visit?
Why do you
their-
expect
their-
me to just
their-
allow you to? Why do you expect me to just allow you to pivot?
Because there's something
If
happening there.
Kryptonians were real, would Kryptonians be people? You have 3 possible answers: yes, no, I don't know.
I don't even know what a Kryptonian is.
Okay, a Kryptonian is just a highly intelligent entity from another planet called Krypton in a galaxy 3 million miles away.
Are you
But
talking
if
like Superman?
Yeah, he's a Kryptonian. If Kryptonians
Okay.
were real and they came to Earth and lived amongst us, would they be people?
Is this the argument of the genius? Can we proceed to the argument portion of
so
this
in
debate?
fact, it's not an argument; it's a question. Can you answer the question?
I don't know. This is a made-up fiction.
Okay,
It's like
perfect.
science fiction.
Okay, perfect. You said I don't know.
Novel. This is a
Therefore,
made-up science fiction comic
perfect.
book.
Therefore, you know that the definition of the word person is not human being. Because if you knew that it was defined as just merely being a human being, well, then you'd also know that if Kryptonians were real, they wouldn't be people because
Will you
know
allow
they
me to
wouldn't be human beings.
Will you allow me to restate that
Yeah.
definition of human? Sure.
Yeah, redefine
Okay.
the word person. I want your working definition of the word person.
Okay. Humans are the kind of beings whose lives can either go good or bad or well or badly, and they possess the ability to be rational, conscious.
I
Even
don't
when
think
some
fetuses have
individuals,
that.
even when some individuals cannot presently exercise those capacities. So there's a bit of self-determination there, but they should still have equal rights. Do you agree?
Okay. So I've already told you that I don't think all members of the human species should have equal rights. You just made 2 claims, and in fact, they contradicted one another. You claim that they have this ability even if they can't immediately exercise the capacity. So when you immediately exercise a capacity, that's having an ability. But let me get this straight. Do you think that a fetus has the capacity for
They have the
rationality?
nature. They have the nature.
Oh, what's the nature?
It's part of who they are.
It's part of who they are? So there's...
Yes.
So okay.
Part of what makes human human.
Oh, okay, so then what are the other parts?
Well, I mean, there's you can go on and on.
Okay. So you told me what container of things the nature would exist under. You say that a nature exists under the container of parts of who you are. Okay. That doesn't tell me what a nature is. That just tells me what container of things it exists under. So what's a nature?
They possess the ability to be rational, to make decisions that could make their life go well or go poorly.
Do acorns have the ability to photosynthesize?
I have no idea, but does photosynthesis lead to acorn's life being better or worse?
Just answer the question. Do acorns
I don't
have
know.
the ability?
I
The
don't know.
answer is no. Acorns can't photosynthesize. Do you agree?
I'll trust you on the acorn photosynthesis.
Do you agree that acorns become trees?
Yeah, I
Do you agree that trees have the ability to photosynthesize?
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that an acorn on its own does not have the ability to photosynthesize. It has to undergo the substantial change of becoming a tree before it has that ability to photosynthesize. Well, why am I talking about trees and acorns?
Wait.
Why am I talking about trees,
Does
acorns, and photosynthesis? I'll tell you. Well, very similarly to how acorns don't have the ability to photosynthesize, fetuses don't have the ability to be rational. In the same way that before an acorn does have the ability to photosynthesize. It has to undergo the substantial change of becoming a tree. A fetus, before they have the ability to be rational, have to undergo the substantial change of the formation of particular brain structures at around 20 through 24 weeks before they could actualize that experience or even possess the necessary faculties for that experience in the future. So why am I making this point? I'm not done talking.
Hang on.
So why am I making this point? Well, I'll explain to you why I'm making this point. It's clear the reason why acorns lack the ability to photosynthesize is because they don't possess the necessary biological pre-components for photosynthesization. Same thing with a fetus. It's clear that the reason why the fetus lacks the ability to be rational is because a fetus lacks the necessary pre-components for rationality, particularly advanced development of brain structures.
Does an acorn possess the capacity? Is it part of their nature to photosynthesize?
Yeah, I don't even think that an acorn possesses the capacity to photosynthesize. So the acorn would possess the capacity to become a tree, which would then possess the capacity to photosynthesize. But it wouldn't in of itself possess the capacity to photosynthesize. The same way a fetus possesses the capacity to develop these brain structures, which will give it the capacity for rationale, but the fetus on its own does not have the capacity for rationale.
You seem to be morally consistent here, and I respect that. I guess I would disagree. I would say that the acorn, even though it is not a tree yet, it becoming a tree one day. That's part of its nature. That's part of what it is, and I value that part of the acorn. And I'd love to see that acorn become a tree one day so that it can then photosynthesize.
Okay, so you're just saying that rationality is a part of the nature of the fetus. So you're saying that the fetus has a rational nature?
Yes.
So what's a rational nature?
I mean, the ability to think things through and be, in a logical process.
So you're saying that the fetus has the ability to think things through?
It has the capacity.
Okay, well, that's not how. Okay, so but you didn't. That's not how you define rational nature. You define rational nature as having the ability. So it doesn't have the ability.
I restated my definition and I used your term.
Okay.
Capacity.
So capacity to think things through. So define the word capacity?
Yeah, I mean it's something that you're able to do, perhaps not right now, but at a certain point.
Oh, something that you might be able to do in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So I would agree. The fetus has like the passive capacity for rationale. It's something that they might be able to do in the future as long as they develop these brain structures. Now, why should I value that passive capacity?
Well, because humans deserve equal rights.
Okay, but the justification for that claim is that the fetus is a value. So this argument's circular. Because remember, we started off with a claim that it deserves rights because it's of a rational nature. And then you justified the claim that it's of a rational nature because it has the capacity for rationale. And then you explained the reason why you think that capacity for rationale matters is because it deserves protections. Okay, circular argument.
At what
circular
point
argument. No, I don't want to dodge. I want you to address your circular argument.
This is not a circular argument, Dean.
I'll explain how it's circular again. I asked you why the fetus is valuable. You said because it has a rational nature. I asked you what a rational nature is. You said the capacity for rationale. I asked you why the capacity for rationale matters based on the way that you're defining it. And then you said because it deserves value. So in other words, you're saying it deserves value because it has this capacity. And this capacity gives it value because it deserves value. That is a circular argument, sir. I've reduced your position to circularity. Pro-choice wins again.
Dean.
Pro-choice wins again, man. Welcome to varsity, buddy.
A fetus is a living human organism. Innocent human beings. A fetus is a living human organism. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Innocent human beings normally have a serious moral claim against intentional killing. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Abortion intentionally ends the life of that organism. Do you agree?
Of that innocent organism, you mean? Because remember, you have to. Okay, no, I don't agree.
Therefore,
I don't agree. I disagree with your fourth premise.
Abortion intentionally ends. You don't agree that abortion intentionally ends the life of that organism?
Oh, yeah, your fourth premise wasn't an organism of the innocent
That's
organism.
third. I've had three. Now,
I've had
fourth
four.
is therefore abortion requires a sufficient moral justification for overriding that claim.
Oh yeah, I disagree with the premise.
How is that
says,
circular, Dean? Is that circular?
Yeah, this argument's not circular. Your last argument was circular. I disagree with your premise that says the fetus is innocent. Define innocence.
Okay, and this comes back to equal rights. At what point, like, what does a human do to get those rights stripped away?
No, you just gave me an argument. You just gave me an argument. I'm gonna no. Stop freaking out. You just gave me a three-premise argument. No, you stop. No, you stop. Oh, welcome to varsity, buddy. I'm not scared of you. Your third premise was that abortion kills an innocent human being. I disagree. I don't think the fetus is innocent. Define the word innocent.
Yeah, the fetus hasn't used its rational abilities to do something that would make its life, go toward that direction where they've done something wrong or poor, right?
Wait, but we agreed that the fetus doesn't have rational abilities. They just have rational capacities.
Exactly. So they don't have the ability to be guilty of anything.
Okay, so innocent is not having the ability to be guilty of anything. Do rocks have the ability to be guilty of anything?
Do rocks have the ability to be guilty of anything? Sure, I guess a rock could fall on somebody's head and kill that person, right?
Wait, that wouldn't make the rock culpable for that action. Therefore, they wouldn't be guilty for that action.
What if the rock jumped off of the ledge, Dean?
Rocks can't jump because rocks don't have agency.
Prove it, Dean.
Prove that rocks don't have agency?
No, but Dean, seriously.
So answer my question. Answer my question. Could rocks do bad things?
Objects. So a human is
So then you think that rocks are innocent?
So an inanimate being or an inanimate object is comparable to
I'm not making a comparison.
How?
You're lost. I'm not making a comparison. You lost. Your third premise of your argument was that abortion intentionally ends the life of an innocent human being. I responded by saying, I'm going to put you on mute now. You added innocent. You added innocent.
No, you did.
Your first premise was that it is normally wrong to intentionally kill an innocent human being without warrant.
I'll restate them. A fetus is a living human organism. Do you agree, Dean?
Yep.
Now, premise 2, this is where innocent came out. And you mixed it up with premise 3. Innocent human beings normally have a serious moral claim against intentional killing.
Yep.
Do you agree?
Yep.
Okay. Abortion intentionally ends the life of that organism.
Of a organism?
That's what I said. Of that organism. Yeah. Therefore, abortion requires sufficient...
Of what organism?
That living human organism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I accept that.
Therefore, abortion requires a sufficient moral justification for overriding that claim.
Oh, well, actually, that would not be necessarily entailed from your premises. In order for that to be necessarily entailed from your premises, i.e., in order for your argument to be formally valid, you'd have to reword the third proposition to be that the fetus is an innocent human being. Because if you do not reword your third premise to be that the fetus is an innocent human being that's being killed by an abortion, then you cannot connect the first premise, it is normally wrong to kill an innocent human being without warrant, to the conclusion that therefore abortion needs warrant. So you have to say, in accordance with, you have to commit yourself to the view that an abortion is killing an innocent human being in order to connect your first premise to the conclusion.
I see that. I can see that. But then what could make a fetus guilty?
Okay, so you accept that. So you think that the fetus is innocent. I reject that the fetus is innocent. And I'll tell you why. Because you gave an improper account of the definition of innocence. You define innocence as not having the ability to do anything wrong. If we accept that definition of the word innocent, okay, well then rocks would be innocent. Macrobial life forms would be innocent. Fucking fire hydrants would be innocent. Does it make any sense to call fire hydrants innocent? No. Why? Because the way that we understand the phrase innocence would be not being guilty of grave moral wrongdoings with the capacity to do wrong. What's the capacity to do wrong?
But
agency and will. Okay? Does a fetus have an agency and will? Nope.
So then how can it also be not innocent then?
Well, it wouldn't be innocent or guilty. Okay? The terms innocent and guilty are exclusive for agents. This is why it would be false to say that a fire hydrant is innocent, and it would also be false to say that a fire hydrant is guilty. Those are terms that are exclusive for agents. Those terms cannot be applied to non-agents. Therefore, those terms cannot be applied to a fetus.
So then if innocent, that word was left out of premise 2, how would that change this argument?
Oh yeah, you said that it's normally wrong, okay, to kill human beings. What is meant by the word normally?
More often than not, I guess. I'm not sure.
It's more often than not wrong to kill human beings. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Abortion intentionally ends the life of that organism.
Yeah.
Right? That's premise 3.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, abortion requires sufficient moral justification for overriding that claim.
No, because you have to be able to demonstrate that abortion falls in the category of the cases where it is wrong to kill a human being. Or else the conclusion is not necessarily entailed.
Well, then why would you have... So then you're disagreeing with premise 2, that you don't need a serious moral claim against intentional killing.
No, I said in most cases that you do, but the reason why the fetus is not one of those cases is because it lacks the capacity for intellect, which is the thing I think that justification for killing hinges on, based on the way that
you made a contradiction just now.
No,
because it does have capacity.
No, we didn't. We defined the word capacity differently.
You said it has the passive capacity.
Yeah, there you go.
So you still use capacity in your definition of what a fetus can.
So a passive capacity is different from an active or functional capacity. When I just said that the thing that makes it wrong to kill you or I is our capacity, I just mean that to be the active or functional capacity. I find no motivation for the view that a passive capacity matters.
So what can I ask you a question here and you actually answer it? What physical fact makes killing wrong?
A physical fact does not make killing wrong.
Okay. So there's no...
Also, physical facts, I think that in of itself is an oxymoron. But it depends on how you define the word fact. We don't need to get into the weeds.
Okay. So then present capacity, past consciousness, future consciousness, an exercisable capacity. These are like different stages of human life, and I'm just
an exercisable capacity is a stage of human life? No.
Well, you exhibit those abilities at different stages of life. Yes.
Wait, you exhibit different exercisable capacities at different stages of life. It's not identical to saying that an exercisable capacity is a stage of life in of itself. Listen, bro. I know that you're using ChatGPT, bro. Just hit the books. You're not gonna be. You're not gonna be.
I appreciate what you're doing up here, and I have been. And I think these are good conversations to have, man. And I can see why you're as successful as you are, brother.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Good luck fleshing out your abortion position. Hope you become pro-choice. I'm gonna go to move on to the next guest. You have a good rest of your night, okay?
You too, bud.
Yep. I'm telling you guys, I've been a pro-abortion warrior in the books recently. Nothing can get past me. I try not to do too many abortion debates because I know that you guys don't like to see them all the time, but they're low-key my favorite. I'm gonna be honest, they're low-key my favorite, folks. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everyone. Abortion debates, low-key my bread and butter, folks. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on, man? How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
February 11th, 2008.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
He's just a pretty cool guy.
Oh, he's just a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Do you typically think that rapists are pretty cool guys, or is that just exclusive to him?
I mean, I wouldn't really call him a rapist, you know what I'm saying?
What else would we call somebody that forcefully penetrated a woman's vagina with his fingers?
I mean, it's a lot of, you could just say that's rumors, like what people have been saying about you.
Oh, well, what people have been saying about me is a belligerently false and is actually just a reaction to what I say about Trump.
I don't know, Brett. I mean,
you don't know? Okay,
no proof about him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, no, I want you to respond to that. You just said that people are saying I'm a rapist, right?
I mean, I'm just reading chat.
Okay, so do you
I'm
think
not- wait,
that
wait, wait.
do you think that there's
Go ahead, go
any
ahead.
credence to what people are saying? Do you think that there's any truth to what people are saying? Do you think that what people are saying about me are comparable to what people are saying about Trump? What I'm saying about Trump? I don't know. Let's compare what people are saying about me and what the evidence is to what I'm saying about Trump and what the evidence is. Okay, so people are saying that I'm a rapist because a fake TikTok account stole the identity of a 13-year-old girl from across the globe and then posted botched fake TikTok DMs claiming that I raped them. Okay. What about Trump? Oh, just a unanimous jury of 9 ruling that he raped a woman in a court of law that was then appealed all the way up to Supreme Court. Okay. And rejected by the Supreme Court, meaning the verdict was upheld. I'd say that those two things are very different.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like,
Oh, this
I'm
guy's
not
a
even
kid.
trying to.
Let's go to get the next guest connected. Only drop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, everybody. I'd really appreciate that so much. Let's go to get the next guest connected. I was like, I looked at his body.
How you doing, Dean?
Hey, what's up,
Dean,
man? I'm doing all
hello.
right. Hello, do you support Trump?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay, and how old are you?
19. I'm about to turn 20 in a few days, August 25th.
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Why do you support Trump?
I thought he was a better candidate than Kamala.
Why?
I didn't think Kamala would get respect on the world stage.
Why?
I thought that if she went somewhere like the Middle East as a woman, she wouldn't get the same respect that somebody like Donald Trump would.
Okay, because they're misogynistic?
No, I'm not misogynistic. I'm just realistic.
No, because they're misogynistic?
Oh, they're misogynistic. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
My bad.
unfortunately, that doesn't work.
Why
The
not?
reason why that doesn't work is because although they're misogynistic, she's kind of standing in front of the world's second largest nuclear arsenal and the world's largest military. So it's
what's more
more so of a
powerful than
thing that
that,
like
though?
she
A man in
commands.
front of that.
One moment. It's more so the fact that she commands respect. Like any president, unfortunately, commands respect to some level, including Trump, just because of who they are. But if we want to talk about who like world leaders respect more outside of the command warranted by the Oval Office, okay, well, it's clearly not Trump. It's clearly not the diaper shitter, rapist, felon, idiot who started a new war overseas after threatening to invade our allies, then begged our allies to help him, which, by the way, none of them came to our aid.
I think he actually does get more respect.
Okay, according to what poll? Because I could give you a poll from the Guttmacher Institute that says that Kamala Harris had around a 20-point higher level of support globally than Donald Trump. I mean, we literally have whole countries boycotting America right now because of Trump. Look at Canada.
I mean, I don't think that's relevant compared to adversarial
That's not relevant
countries.
to determining respect?
Compared to adversarial countries. Those are Western countries that are run by leftist leaders.
Like what adversarial countries, please?
Countries in the Middle East, like Iran.
Oh, like
Country
Iran. Okay, so
Yeah.
Iran would have respected Kamala Harris less.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. The reason why I don't think so is because Donald Trump literally went to war with them, killed their children, blew up their oil depots, destroyed their houses, killed their families. No, definitely not.
It sounds like a strong leader going in against an evil regime that kills homosexuals and,
Oh, so we're
treats
just
women terribly.
going to help them kill their gay people and women?
No, we're gonna kill the people who are perpetuating that ideology.
Oh, no. No. We gave them $325 billion worth of privatized investment to say, bro, please reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Let's just go back to negotiating nukes.
See,
I
agree
don't
with-
think that giving them over $300 billion is equivalent to killing them all. Also, if we should kill people who perpetuate those violent ideologies like misogyny and anti-woman hatred, I think that, you might end up getting a visit from the Secret Service, considering the fact that you just said that we should take out the president. I don't know about that one, man. You shouldn't be saying that, bro.
I don't think that Trump's a woman hater. How's Trump a woman hater?
Oh, because he raped one?
Does that mean that he hates women though? Like, okay, like
Yeah.
that's a crazy
Yeah.
position to be in. But like, I don't know.
Yes. My answer to your question is yes.
All right. I mean, another reason I like Trump is
Thank you.
his
Think of the
immigration
galaxy.
policy.
So you think if
Of
there's
the
a woman
galaxy.
hater overseas, then we should kill them. But if there's a woman hater in America, we should make.
I
them
don't think that's
president?
the only part about it. I think it's
Oh.
the extent that they take it to.
Oh, who's they? The IRGC?
I guess. I don't know. What do you? What's the IRGC? I don't know. I'm
The
like,
governance of Iran?
yeah.
You mean the
yeah,
governance
that's
of
what I-
Iran that he
my
gave
bad, my bad,
$300 billion dollars
yeah,
to?
Yeah, my bad.
You mean the governance of Iran he gave $300 billion dollars to?
Yeah, that's kind of a like concession after this is just like not going well and it's losing morale. Like the main issue with
Okay,
the
so
war
you
is
don't
losing
take
morale.
issue with him giving them $300 billion dollars?
I mean, I take issue with it in the sense that like I wish that we didn't have to, but like
Okay,
if
so
that's
they're
what it ends
forcing
up
us.
having to
They're
be, that's what
forcing
it ends
us to
up
give
having
them
be.
$300 billion dollars, so we lost.
I'm confused, like what your position is on the Iran on Iran in
I
general.
don't
Like, do you
understand why you're
support
pivoting to what
Iran
I.
as- do
I
you
don't
support-
understand
do
why
you
you're
support the
pivoting to what I
IRGC?
think.
Do you
I don't
support the
understand what you.
IRGC?
No, I don't. I don't think that I don't understand why you're pivoting to what I think. I think that we just clearly pointed out a contradiction in your view. You're like, hell yeah, Trump, good leader. He go kill a bunch of Iranians and stick up for innocent gay people and women. Okay, but then when I tell you that he actually just gave them $300 billion, you're like, Wouldn't you say that like Donald
I mean,
Trump's
it's a
giving the
concession more to
IRGC,
rebuild the buildings, not
IRGC
bring
like
back the people with
$300
the
billion?
ideology. Like,
So you support the
they
IRGC?
can't bring back the dead people. I don't support the IRGC now.
Oh wait, but you just said that they got rid of all the people with bad ideologies, and they're not going to bring them back.
I didn't say
So
that.
you-
I
so-
said that all the people that were killed with those ideologies are kind of gone now.
Oh,
So, like,
okay, and they were replaced with other people with the same ideologies.
probably for the most part, yeah. I
Okay,
wish regime
okay.
change actually worked like that.
Okay,
But
okay,
the regime
okay.
has been kind of toppled a little bit. I'm
Oh,
sure
the
it'll be
regime has
different.
been kind of toppled a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Well, how so? How has the regime been toppled?
We killed like 15 leaders in like 2 weeks. Every single leader they didn't still. We kind of just killed them. That's kind of toppling it a
Okay,
little bit. It's
we
kinda messing
killed
with
it.
their
We killed a
regime.
couple of their leaders.
More
So
than a
if-
couple. A couple
so do you think?
implies two. It was way more than two.
Okay, so do you think that if 10 of our congressmen and women died tomorrow, that the American government would be toppled?
I think it would create a massive gap in our government, and that would be a
So would it-
huge
would- just
issue,
would
but
America
our
be
government's
toppled, yes or
structured
no?
way differently than them, and we have
Just-
way
just-
more representatives than they do.
Oh, okay, so it wouldn't topple our government. Well, I would argue that the IRGC would only be toppled if the IRGC no longer held charge over Iran. But the IRGC still does hold charge over Iran. There's no such thing as toppling a government a little bit and then giving them $300 billion. Like you're just like running
Destabilizing
front
it
lane.
more. Destabilizing it is a
Oh,
better,
but then we back out. We give them a memorandum of understanding and $300 billion to regain their stabilization.
I mean, you gotta
Yeah?
like rebuild the infrastructure and stuff. that
Oh, why?
you bombed.
Why?
That's
Why do we got to do that? Yeah.
Because you can't
Just out
just
of
leave all those
curiosity.
people starving in the middle of the street. without
Oh,
food.
okay. So
Kinda messed up.
so we made a bunch of people starve in Iran, and that's a good thing.
I'm not saying it's a good thing, but that's what happens in war. I mean,
Okay,
war is,
okay.
war
That's what
is,
happened.
like,
But
a
what was
bad
the
thing, bad
okay?
things
So
happen.
Donald Trump did a bad thing then.
Not necessarily. I
But
think
you just
that
said that
the
war is a bad
the,
thing.
The Iran war had positive implications for the U.S.
Oh, like what?
Like a better deal with Iran, better relations with Iran.
Oh,
a better
okay.
nuclear deal
Just
with Iran,
just out of
better
curiosity,
relations with Iran,
curiosity,
better-
what
better
deal?
oil deals.
Can you show me that nuclear deal, please?
It hasn't come yet.
Oh,
So the
okay.
war
But
isn't
you just
over
said
yet,
that one of the
necessarily either.
positive implications was a denuclearization agreement with Iran, but
You
we
know,
don't
wars
have a
usually aren't like
denuclearization
2 months
agreement?
long, Dean.
Oh wait,
Unfortunately.
the
Like,
war's not
I
over.
wish they were.
Wait, I just
Not-
listened to my president. He said we won.
He said that about like 20 times. See, like I don't listen to
Oh
him.
wait, so you're saying
not
I shouldn't? So you're saying that Trump is unreliable?
He's not always reliable. Not
Okay,
100%
so
of the time.
he's
You're
not
catching me in these,
reliable.
like, little mini gotchas.
Oh wait,
Like, what
wait.
is this?
If he's not reliable, well then why should I
This is
support him
not
as
impressive,
president?
Dean. This is not an impressive debate. I'm sorry. You're getting me in these tiny little gotchas. Like, oh wait, so you think Trump is unreliable because you said that there's one thing he said?
Well,
isn't
what I would
exactly
argue
true?
is
Like,
what I would
yeah.
argue is quite impressive. And this is actually your feat. This is quite impressive. Is you've been on the live stream for 20 minutes, yet you haven't articulated a single reason why he's good for the country.
I have. I just it hasn't fully come
Which
to
is?
fruition. It's not even fully 2 years
okay.
into
This
his,
is
into
something
his
that's going to happen
presidency.
later.
not even the full 2 years into his presidency.
Okay,
I mean,
so what's one accomplishment
if
from
we
the
looked at
last 2
Biden up
years?
to this point in his presidency, it would be really bad.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's one accomplishment from Trump in the last 2 years?
One accomplishment, he's deported quite a few illegal immigrants.
And that's a good thing?
For the most part, yeah.
Well, what's one positive impact of his mass deportation to this point in time from mass deportation on our country?
You get out people who are in here undocumented, and
And what's the positive impact of that? How's it made the country better off?
What's the positive impact of that? If they do commit a crime or if they have committed a crime, it's harder to track them, so it's harder to find them.
The positive impact is
So
what?
the positive impact is if you have less of them, you won't be
Like less people that are
tracking them all
undocumented in
down.
the country. Do you
Yeah, if you have
agree
less
that if we
undocumented
do
individuals in the
you agree that
country-
if we did mass amnesty, we would have had that same positive impact?
I do agree, but that's not where we're at, and
Okay.
deportation's another alternative that is
Okay,
also
well-
beneficial.
Well, the reason why it's not is because its only pro is the same pro of mass amnesty, but it comes along with a laundry list of
Yeah,
negatives,
the
such as
economic
destroying GDP
negative.
growth, such as destroying productive capacities of our manufacturers, such as destroying taxable
Because
revenue,
is that
such
because
as
they can't
increasing
pay low
poverty,
wages anymore
such as
and have borderline slavery?
increases. Oh, borderline slavery. So you think that the Trump administration supports borderline slavery? The reason why I
Quite the
say
opposite
that,
if they're deporting illegal
the
immigrants.
reason why I say that is because undocumented immigrants at minimum still have to get paid minimum wage, and the Trump administration said that they don't intend to increase minimum wage, which means they support minimum wage as it is, which means according to you they support borderline slavery.
The
But I
minimum
do
wage is
agree
up to
that it is
states.
bad.
I live in a
One
state where
moment.
the minimum
I
wage
do
is
agree.
over
One moment.
double
But I
the
do
federal
agree that
minimum wage.
one moment. But I do agree that it is bad that undocumented immigrants get paid less on average, which is exactly why I think we should give them mass amnesty compared to illegally deporting them and torturing them in El Salvador. What year were you born in?
2006. I'm
Uh-huh.
not 17. Who's saying I'm 17?
If there's any evidence,
I'm
feel
19.
free to put
August
that in the
25th,
chat.
2006. I have a passport. I can like pull out my passport from my
It's
car
fine.
if
I'll
you
just
want.
I'll just wait to see if they put any evidence in the chat. So once again, okay, you're saying that mass amnesty yields the same pros mass deportation, but mass deportation yields many more cons of destabilizing the economy, of
Somewhat of an
destroying
economic con. I
taxable
think it's-
revenues, of
I
destroying
think you're
GDP growth.
over exaggerating how bad it is.
You're interrupting me.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Dean.
Okay.
I never said 2007 as well. Bro, these people are.
Okay, apparently you guys are saying it's on a snap. I'm gonna kick him. Just like, I don't know if you guys are telling the truth or not, but if you guys are telling the truth, like, I don't really want a bunch of people adding some minor on Snapchat. Seconds, thank you for the $20. Who says, as a veteran, I'd like to know which war this caller has been and where he can claim he knows anything about war. Any caller that says something like this, then you should ask where they were deployed. True. Thank you for the $20 seconds. Let's get 200 seconds W's. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 20 Canadian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat as well. Who says, better relationship with Iran. The U.S. bombed a schoolgirl, killing over 100 of their children. I'm sure that they love the U.S. now. I appreciate you. Thank you for the $20. And then Alicia, thank you for the $20. Who says, did this guy literally just quote Snow from the Hunger Games right now? Quote unquote, this happens in war. Seriously? How disgusting. Appreciate you for the $20. Appreciate you. And then Jody, appreciate you for the 100 Australian dollars over on YouTube. I appreciate you. Let's get 1,000. Let's get 1,000 Jody W's down below. That is ridiculously kind. Thank you. Jody says, just tuning in. I hope the stream has been a bit better today. No, it certainly has been. It's been nice with much less rage baiters. It's been nice. Sean, thank you for the $20. Who says, don't read. Okay, I'll keep that to myself. Thank you for the love, Sean. Thank you so much, Faith, for the $20 as well. You says, you've taught me a lot in the past few months, and I agree with everything that you say. You're so strong for not giving up. Even when you've gone through everything that you have, I respect you so much. Well, I appreciate you for the $20, Faith. You know, I really hope that, I guess, this proves that I'm not a grifter. If I was a grifter, I would have, ran away and just dropped these streams a couple of days ago. Ashley, thank you for the $25. Who says, keep to yourself, but please read. Okay. I'll keep that to myself. Thank you so much, Ashley. By the way, it's good to see you. I hope you've been well. I appreciate you. Matt, thank you for the $10. Mimosa, thank you for the $31. Thank you. Mimosa says, Dean, lots of love and support from Finland. I just started watching you and really love what you're doing for Mimi. Appreciate you, Mimi. Let's get 300 Mimi W's. Janelle, thank you for the $20 as well. Thank you. Shout out to you in the Philippines. Suzanne, thank you so much for the $100. Who says, for a good social media legal consult or referral, Michael Popak, JD at Legal AF and Blue Sky. Okay, I'll have to check him out. Thank you for the $100. Seriously, thank you. Danya, thank you for the $10. Rebecca, thank you for the $10. Max with the $10 says, do you see what they're saying about you on Twitter? It's so gross. Helena with the $10 says, love from Iceland and love to you. Alrighty, folks. Show some love to all the donors down below. We've been live for 3.5 hours, and it is nearly 10 p.m. Unfortunately, we are going to be cutting the stream a little bit short today. Oh. You know, if I didn't have to spend like 4 fucking hours making that video earlier, we would have done a full 4 hours, but... I'm tired. I'm fucking tired, man. I'm tired as hell. It's been a rough couple days, folks. It's been a rough couple of days. I think things are going to start getting better. At least I really hope things are going to start getting better. You never know. You never know with the way with the way the internet's been moving recently. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hit that follow button on your way out on TikTok. Drop a sub on YouTube. Peace, love. Good night and goodbye.